In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore one of the many possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies.
We have made it to the Season 3 finale of Arthadian Anthologies. For this final entry, we will be discussing a little mini Reborn in Power campaign with some of the players and the new Loremaster, Ryan, who has been a guest here, as well as a chosen at a certain point in time. I'm not going to name the character, but yeah. So, Ryan, why don't you give another introduction to my audience about kind of who you are and how you know me and how this all came about.
Sure, Matt. Well, we attended a couple of college classes together, sort of bonded over like a shared interest in tabletop games, just in general, right? D&D and otherwise.
We ended up playing D&D with our philosophy professor for a little bit of time.
A little bit. But afterwards you invited me to sort of take part in one of your ongoing Reborn in Power campaigns. And it was interesting because I'd never played sort of like a sci-fi system before.
Yeah.
And I mean, took a little time to get used to it, but it was after a little while I got to know the system and I really enjoyed the game that I got to play with you.
Yeah, it was pretty damn fun, that campaign. The other players that are at the table are Jaron, who has been on the podcast many of times, and Amanda, who has also been on the podcast a few times. Oscar is absent currently. He is a little bit ill, but he will be in it for the main session. And then there is me, who is playing Kyver Tremere.
For the first time as a chosen in the party.
Yeah. With this iteration of Reborn in Power, it is my first time, and I have been enjoying it even when it hasn't been fun with the rolls. But yeah, let's dive into what we have here. Ryan, go ahead and explain to the audience kind of the setting for this mini campaign that we have done.
So the setting that I came up with was I've never written like a sci-fi setting before. Mostly I'm just fantasy, but after giving it some thought, I sort of made like a hyper-corporate world.
Yeah.
Similar to Vicroniax in your system, but probably I imagine it being like if Sector 399 took over Vicroniax and then a couple cycles had passed, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
If there wasn't some sort of all-guiding principle like Vicroniax, instead it was just a bunch of species trying to
that is kind of how Vicroniax was at the beginning, right after the reset. But then Senator Voss, Ocasio Voss, came in and started changing the place up and got it looking better, because most of the corporate heads were actually dealing under the table to the crime syndicates in Sector 399. So it is very similar, but there's also a lot of not similar stuff like the main resource and and the world building behind what you have done.
Absolutely. And the reason why the sort of anchor that my miniature campaign setting has to your world is the advent of that new resource and sort of almost leaking into Synchronous and causing a new power dynamic between the crime syndicates and the other factions that are part of Vicroniax. And that resource is Electrum, which we've already in a couple of podcast episodes prior, have sort of lightly delved into its effects and otherwise, but we'll get more in depth with that.
They're very much in depth with this campaign. We're only going to be featuring the final episode, the final session for this podcast, but I do want to actually release all the episodes like in an exclusive manner for really dedicated listeners.
So, without further ado, how about we start at the beginning of our little miniature campaign?
Yes.
And like many interesting stories, it all starts on the border of Sector 400 and Sector 399 in Vicroniax, where a group of 4 mercenaries / just freelancers come together at the behest of Voss Industries for a yet undiscussed mission beforehand.
Now, we know about my character, Kyver. We don't know about the other characters. So, I'd like the other 2 here to kind of tell us about the other characters in this party.
All right, well, I'll go first. So, it's Jaron, I'm back.
You're mad, I'm back.
Exactly. Okay, so for my character for this, I decided I should do something a lot different than what I'm used to. But I decided to be an owlet, specifically a white owl with like very dark black pupils. It almost looks like he's possessed, but he's pretty much a mercenary. Was part of a guild, and his whole thing is he likes shooting and he loves using his battle axe. But the thing is, he's very awkward in social conversation, which is apparently Matt really loves how I do that.
Yeah,
because the voice I do is very monotonous.
It's pretty funny, and it causes some fun roleplay scenarios to happen.
Let's hear the voice.
I talk like this, regardless of the situation.
It's like the most intimidating speak and spell.
There are times where Jared does get out of that for a split seconds, and it's just
it's because I'm trying to maintain it, but at the same time, I mostly am doing that when I'm talking about killing, because that's really the only thing my character knows and likes.
Yeah. And then we have Amanda, who is playing Zayla.
Yeah, so Zayla is a planetary Beulah. She was an apprentice to a rune forger, so I kind of know how to use cosmic runes, but I am also an assassin, mercenary.
And
yeah.
Obviously, Kyver amongst them is probably the most developed in the backstory, but there is sort of an enigma between the 4 characters, and that would be Jaeger.
Yeah, Jaeger, who is Oscar, played by Oscar, and
doesn't speak much.
He does not. He has many vows that he has to follow, and one of those is a vow of silence.
This would have been a good time to list all 17.
Yeah,
I asked him last week. He still hasn't done it yet.
Maybe
that's what he's procrastinating.
Maybe we'll get him to like do it at the end of here are all my vows,
and we'll see how many he breaks before the 5 episodes are done.
He's gonna start making them up on the spot, and then we're gonna start striking them.
He
down.
did break a 1 vow apparently.
Well, to use technology.
Yeah, to use technology.
Technology, silence, and then wasn't it like?
We'll find out later, but let's discuss the first session. The first session.
Yeah, it starts off at a landing dock, sort of on the outskirts of the actually policeable parts of Vicroniax, where from a tip from Voss Industries, there was a nondescript transport vessel taking dock to briefly unload some supplies to be distributed in the Pillar of Vicroniax. And after taking out, very stealthily and efficiently, the 2 pilots for that ship, there was a brief investigation where there were several strange factors upon investigation. The first is that the shipments, there were these weird, almost clay figures like pottery.
Yeah.
And about half of them in a particular crate were broken. But there were 2 just distinctly not broken pots in that. And I forget who picked up on it.
It was, I believe, Kyver.
Yeah. That the reason why those pots were not broken, despite the rough handling that resulted in those other pots being broken, is because those pots were not the same material as the others. Those pots were, in fact, made of electrum.
Yes.
Because electrum is a bioorganic programmable matter that can be manipulated by living creatures, organic creatures, to take a shape that they desire and have the properties that they desire, which is how, up until that point, electrum had been smuggled into Vicroniax, because you can't tell what something is if it looks exactly the same as something innocuous.
But it does have like a blue glow, right? If you look closely.
Upon very careful examination, the reason why Kyver was sort of able to notice that is because he is enhanced. And Electrum has some negative interactions with technology that is not based on Electrum. Electrum is sort of like it's like a confluence between organic matter and technology. And it can operate as both, but depending on the level of refinement that it's gone through, it can have damaging effects on normal technology, like weapons, like sin frames, which will play a part in later.
Like a lot of, a lot of things. And there's a lot of uses for Electrum, actually, almost an infinite amount of uses based off of what we've seen, because it's practically based off of your own mental ability to manipulate said Electrum.
Absolutely. And another one of the strange things about this ship is that upon approaching the piloting console, I believe it was Rush, that the Aule assassin, for his character, Jaron's character, that first approached the console and realized that upon sort of interacting with it, his field of perception was expanded.
Yeah, as soon as we got into the ship, right?
Yes, like he could see the entirety of the outside of the ship and the entirety of the inside, know exactly what was happening, with a thought manipulate the different systems, like the engines and the piloting of the ship.
What does that remind you of?
I felt
Jaron?
omnipresent.
Okay, you're speaking like Rush now. Does that kind of remind you of something else too? Kind of like how the Ritanium manipulates stuff too?
Yeah, honestly, I was getting like Ritanium vibes because
yeah.
I'm like, well, Ritanium is sentient metal, and here you kind of interact with it and kind of does what you want. So it listens, but it doesn't have a thought process of its own.
Yeah.
In a way, it's somewhat programmed, while Ritanium really is just its own volition.
Yeah.
So I like the cross between that and how they can both be just as variable and dangerous.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how this is going to interact with the crime families and like the Red Eye Syndicate and all these other things that we've kind of getting introduced to, and what's also been like alluded to in some of the previous entries in the high 90s of your podcast episodes.
And when we were playing in that session, we actually did we take out the two guys like that? Did
Absolutely.
We like automatically took them out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a nice headshot at the very beginning.
We were riding high at the start.
Yeah. They was gone, right? A group of 4 highly trained...
Rush flew too close to the sun and then burned. No, I'm just kidding. Rush was actually one of the ones that survived.
I'm one of the only ones who made logical decisions.
There you go. But to explain what we're sort of talking about, after sort of hijacking that ship and following the destination that was planned in the sort of the log, the chart for the ship,
with the help of ARM.
With the help of
let's
ARM.
talk about
ARM,
armature real quick before anything else.
Okay.
Oh yes, that little shit.
So we got this thing called an armature kit.
Yes, which stands
from
Wait, he's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
or the Automated Robotic Mission Interface and General Electronic Resource, or Armature for short.
Yes.
Custom programmed and manufactured as a utility assistant for Voss Industries operatives.
Yeah. But that didn't last for very long.
Well, it came in useful a couple of times.
No. I mean, it was more like I'm more joking about the whole situation with Kyver and
Yes,
ARM.
we'll get to that.
Yes.
But with the assistance of the Armature kit, as well as sort of gaining a quick new understanding of how this ship works, they were able to pilot it towards the edge of the cosmic membrane, and then using the predictive drive on the space cutter ship, which they had seized from their pilots, were able to escape the core and navigating through an area of space where time is not exactly the most constant.
Planar unity.
Mm-hmm. They were able to arrive safely, mostly unharmed, a couple of bad rolls, I believe it was 2 ones, led to a little bit of drain on the party, but otherwise unharmed, and landing safely in the Electrum system, the Electrum solar system.
Electrum 5, to be exact, is
Yes,
where we landed.
very close to the orbit of Electrum 5. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The 5th planet from the Electrum sun, which presents as a purple gas giant with a very thick, hazy purple atmosphere, which upon further inspection blocks sensor readings for the surface of the planet. So there was no really telling what you were going to encounter until you sort of breached the atmosphere, at which point you would be on the sensors.
Did we get called before we actually entered the atmosphere, or did the call end up going when we got into the atmosphere? I believe it was when we got into it.
It was in the atmosphere. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
There was very hazy communication that basically just said you're clear to enter.
Yeah.
Right? And then after you broke through the hazy atmosphere, you got a much more clear communication.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately led to some less than beneficial deception rolls.
Started.
Yes.
Hitting the fan.
Yes.
Less than desirable outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of just went in guns blazing,
Yes.
We landed badly. Guys came after us, and a lot of things went down from there.
They didn't really come after us. We kind of went after them.
Yes.
Oh, but they knew where to look.
Yeah, they did.
Specifically, you were directed to deviate from your original intended landing point, and I believe it was Zayla that noticed that basically their tone went from okay to suspicious. Mm-hmm. And rather than come across anything that might, uncertainty that might come from that, you decided to park it into the sort of purple desert area that is outside of what you saw upon breaking the atmosphere is the massive neon nightscape city, which you will eventually find out to be is underworld. Mm-hmm. And which covers approximately half of this large planet's surface. Unfortunately, with Kyver and Rush at the helm, you were not able to successfully land your space cutter ship without damaging it beyond repair, which is a feat considering that ships made of Electrum can pool Electrum from non-critical assets to repair more crucial functions.
Yeah, I learned how to do that when I got into the pod, which ended up happening in our second session. Mm-hmm. So when we ended up getting into combat, we basically fought. What were it? Three judge magistrates.
Judge magisters. Yes. The armature kit detected 3 bogies incoming, and before they were able to intercept you, your party was able to easily blend into the ever-shifting purple sands nearby.
Yeah, and then we didn't know who we were encountering. We thought it's literally guard, people who were coming to possibly kill us. Mm-hmm. Don't know. We didn't want to find out.
What were your guys' thoughts when, in terms of strategy? What did you think before Kyver pulled the pin on that grenade? What were you guys thinking was going to happen?
Well, I thought they were the shipping pump shipping.
Yeah, yes. Cyclepump
shipping. The owners of the space cutter ship, which you had hijacked.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I initially thought too.
Mm-hmm. But I thought maybe the purple dust could have covered us and we could have hid. But how accurate do you think that would have been?
Well, that only would have worked for a purple Beulah like yourself. I mean, I'm white and exposed.
Who did someone roll pretty bad on their stealth?
No, they didn't. Actually,
had we not done anything, they wouldn't have caught us.
Yes, if you hadn't jumped out and attacked them, they wouldn't have been able to.
I'm honestly glad the way it did go though, because if we didn't do that, then we would have no way of getting back to the city. We wouldn't have any any idea, and then we could have walked. But imagine if the demons came after us.
Yes, remember
That
very
probably
briefly.
would happen, yeah.
After the battle, you learned that there were apparently demons, which you've yet to encounter.
Yeah.
Roaming the purple desert, but that's another matter.
Would that have been a roll of a D100 to see?
It probably would have been more like an encounter with pretty much certainty, and whether you would have decided to fight or flee from that.
And Zayla and I stole those pods, so that actually got us to the city a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Well, let's back up just a little bit.
Okay, wait. So I do have a question about that. If we did encounter the demons,
Could we have survived?
could we have survived?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There are demons that roam the purple desert out there are variable in strength. Some are weaker, some are stronger. But compared to the average judge magister, which you encountered 3 of them, they are not on par.
Okay, so we basically fought the harder of the.
You did, and you got more CP for it.
Yeah, we did. One of us did fall. We will discuss that.
Yes, but I believe it was Kyver that first jumped out of their hiding spot and attacked one of the judge magisters that peeled off from the other 2. The other 2 went to go check your crash.
And also, just so that everyone knows, this entire exchange, this entire mission, basically, is happening a month after Kyver's actual storyline inside the podcast. So it's been some probably a few weeks since Kyver has been dealing with everything else. So he's changed a little bit based off of certain events that occurred.
And after getting a brief jump on one of the judge magisters, which with surprising efficiency, didn't think that you would be able to destroy one of them before they fled. But you were, right? With some pretty good dice rolls, despite the fact that they were wearing very heavy armor.
And I think I
Yes, you
did
landed.
the kill
Jayla
shot.
landed the
not kill
finishing
shot,
blow.
but
Kyver yelled at the others, basically, and had what's her face? What was her name in character?
Harmonia.
Harmonia. So this is one of the judge magisters, and he had her kind of pinned. It was like he basically yelled "Don't come any closer or she dies!" basically, and then
They came closer.
No, and then Zayla just goes up and whips her around the neck.
wait, did I do that after you
Yeah,
said that?
after I
But
said that.
They didn't say anything.
I know.
Well, they kept
walking
They
closer.
couldn't because they had a mask on. We didn't know what was going on, and they did keep walking closer.
They did.
Yeah.
Could they not hear us through their mask?
They couldn't hear them through their masks or the dust storm.
Or they just were
Oops.
yeah.
they didn't care.
Well,
They probably didn't care.
We
Yeah,
couldn't take
yeah.
the risk.
Yeah.
either way, that ended, and that was where the first session ended, right there.
Yep.
So, did you guys have any more questions about what happened during the first episode?
Not during the first. I felt like that was a good introduction. Self-explanatory enough, but left it just enough mystery about what Electrum really was for us to really kick this off. So I think that was handled really well.
Do you think if we wouldn't have just started attacking right away, what do you think would have happened if we would have maybe been forced to go back with them?
So you're saying you confronted them, but non-violently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly, they would have rather captured you than try and destroy you, which probably would have led to something similar to what ended up happening
yeah.
in the end. You may have noticed during the fight that they utilized shock weaponry, right, which is non-lethal,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not really what happened.
Oh.
And at the start of the next episode, that was when combat really opened up.
Yep.
When after Harmonia died, you briefly heard Cadmus take off their mask. One of the other judge magisters that was still alive yell "No," and then very quickly ask the other judge magister. I forget what their name was.
It was Cadmus. I have my notebook
Yeah.
in my bag. Let me grab it real quick.
Not on your sheet?
I have it. It was Laius.
Laius, yes.
Yes,
Take her back,
yes.
yeah.
Cadmus asks Laius to throw him your shard and get her to the labs.
And Lias, we're assuming, is a Nugonian, correct?
Yes, Lias, the Nugonian out of the two, throws a glass vial. I believe it was Zayla that noticed that inside the glass vial there was another sort of dull blue glow, which is common to many of the Electrum-based materials that you had encountered at the time, though you didn't know what Electrum was at the time. And upon receiving that shard, they sort of teleported on top of Harmonia's corpse in the pod, and then teleported again, leaving just you four and
4 against 1.
4 against 1. And what a battle it was. However, upon receiving that glass vial, it looked like the glass vial was absorbed into the sort of silver armor that the Judge Magisters wear.
Yeah.
And the silver armor turned gold. And at the beginning of combat, Cadmus activated one of his Electrum kits. Specifically, he activated the Hecaton Kyre kit. The 100-handed one.
I never know how you come up with these names, man.
I mean, the Hecaton Kyre, and this is true of the entirety of my setting, it's a lot of Greek myth.
Yeah.
The Hecaton Kyres were 50-faced, 100-handed giants.
I love how you did that with like everything is basically Greek inside this whole setting, and it's like, but it's also sci-fi, so it's like
it's
I love it.
Yes, I enjoy it as well. It makes me happy. But upon activating that kit, it gives them a third offensive form, and that figure was level 10. I think I set them as
level 10.
Level 10.
I thought you said level 8. Oh,
No, I think he said.
oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it was
right.
level 10. It was like tier
tier 3.
Level 8 would be the Judge Magister. Level 10 is the Judge Magister with an extra shard. Because you need a shard to power an Electrum kit. And the shards are very special for a reason that we might get into. But
Maybe. We'll see.
But either way, at this point, Cadmus was a much greater threat than Harmonia ever was. And all hell broke loose in that battle.
Yeah. Multiple people got into pods.
I kept trying to run him over.
Switch?
No, because like whenever we were trying to like shoot or stuff, he would like grab onto one of the other vehicles, or like every time we tried to like stab. Other times that didn't work too well. I mean,
we had
Zayla was very messed up.
We had
at
Jaeger
points.
in the back who was probably doing most of the damage because of the kinetic beams, but he was basically just in the back shooting, and he didn't want to do combat. He's not a combat.
But granted, he was
character.
missing like half his attacks too. Like
Well,
we had a lot of like crazy things that happened.
We were rolling
I went
pretty
down.
low.
I remember I lost all my.
Oh, you
Stamina, I
you
was
lost all your
exhausted.
stamina and you got exhausted, which is pretty fun because like I don't necessarily pin people like with stamina draining attacks too much, but that's always a fun thing to do just to get them exhausted.
And when you're lower level like you guys were, right,
Yeah.
you have less stamina.
Well, we are level 5, so but it's still a low
Against
level.
a level 10 enemy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I believe
We could have defeated him.
absolutely.
He had 13 health
He-
left or something like
Yes.
that after
Yeah.
everything we
And
did.
because in the end I got into a pod and he was basically attached to the pod, and we were like going back and forth, and I had to basically drag him into the dirt, and he still was able to use his kit to get on the other side of the pod, and then I barrel rolled upward and tried to fling him off because I was able to get him like
Yeah, you were able to start spinning the pod.
yeah, and as soon as that happened, he destroyed one of the thrusters, and then my pod just went plummeting into the ground.
Yeah.
And then that's where
That's where Kyver died in the landing pod. And
We tried helping him.
you did. You almost got there, right? It was a very close roll. I think you were only 2 off of your, I think it was just a straight agility check to pry Kyver out of the pod.
I think you guys had to do an athletics too.
Yes, to hold up the
basically
pod.
push up the pod.
And then someone to fish Kyver out.
Everyone was rolling horribly.
Yes. It was not the greatest rolls for our team. And in the end, there were still 2 intact pods from the 2 other Magisters. And it was Rush and Zayla that used them to flee towards the city eventually. while Jaeger and the corpse of Kyver were captured by 5 more judge magisters that had responded to the scene.
Kyver's legs were severed.
Yes.
Yeah, severed.
The pod was on top of him.
Yeah, Kyver was absolutely dead.
Yeah, basically dead. Yeah.
There was no point for us staying. We could barely handle 1. I don't know how we were going to handle 5.
I was on the verge of being like, I just built this character up, and he's about to fall.
I recorded several podcast episodes for him to die like this.
Yeah.
Jaeger chose
Dying on a planet outside in the planar unity with no connection to anything within the core, and basically like his life is just
I call
gone.
that a 100th episode special.
There you go. The anticlimax to end all anticlimaxes.
Yep. It's how you know it isn't staged.
Jaeger chose to stay. He could have maybe made it on my pod. Do you think we would have been going at half speed?
It would have less been a matter of speed, more like it would have been whether or not Jaeger would have been able to hold on to the pod.
Yeah, that would have been difficult. I think he made the right choice of just staying.
Maybe.
But apparently, one of the characters would have had an idea. I was like, "What? Why would you do that? Why would you think of that?"
I wanted to gun him down.
Rush wanted to literally just gun him down right there.
Well, it makes sense, okay?
Like
So
it's
let me
two
rationalize
right there.
this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
I see
that.
what you're saying.
Oh, no, that makes sense. No, but the thing is, we're assuming Kyver's dead because the whole legs off, dude's unconscious, we couldn't lift him off out of the thing. And Jaeger, Oscar's character, is just like sitting there. Yes, he may have his like vow of silence, but he's refusing to move or do anything. So the thing is, he knows who we are. He has a communicator to communicate with us, so they could just take that. They could try to get other information out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is even before we knew that there was a lot of other similar species that exist here, too. So if they just got another Nugonian to probe him, they would have gotten everything. So if I just shot him...
Nugonians can't probe other Nugonians.
Now, that is something I didn't know until now.
But that's something
you learn
he-
something
yeah.
new every day.
But he didn't know in character.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Ali wouldn't know that. So, pretty much I was thinking, well, if I just shot him, then I wouldn't have to worry about that. I would just toss the communicator, and then Zayla and I could try to find a way out of here. Because, I mean, the Armiger, the one that's supposed to get us the information that we would have needed, is, like, destroyed in the pod.
Left it.
And we kind of, like, leave it with your corpse,
Yeah.
Matt. So,
Yeah, so basically,
what do we do?
You and Zayla ended up just going and leaving, and Jaeger stayed with me, and then the Magisters came and picked me up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they knocked Jaeger unconscious and
So
captured the both of you.
now after that, we went back to Zayla and Rush, and how they basically got a place to stay inside the underworld, finding
This
a
really
hideout,
shitty
basically.
motel.
Yeah, it was basically a shitty motel.
Yes, pretty much. An outrageously expensive shitty motel.
Yeah,
But that's kind of what the reality is in what you came to know as the City of Underworld. There's lots and lots of people. Everything is busy. There's acidic rain, but people don't care because life is short. And, I mean, when an apartment room is 2 weeks for 150 volts, which I'm pretty sure is more.
It was 300. I remember distinctly because I spent more than
150.
half of what I had.
I see. And, yeah, that's just the way things are there. Things are expensive.
yeah.
The inflation, am I right? Sorry, keep going.
We found a way around that. It just not the best way, but a way around that for a little bit. But that was in the
Yes.
next session.
Mhm.
So, my question for you, Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
when between the time that Jaeger and Kyver got taken,
Mm-hmm.
there was basically like 18 hours.
Yes.
Jaeger was conscious during all of this.
He was sort of twilight. He was twilight.
They administered him something to kind of put him to sleep, or
No, well, so he was dead.
he was dead.
He was dead.
They killed him.
They killed him.
They killed Jaeger?
Oh, my apologies. Sorry.
I was like, wait.
I was like, whoa, what did I not know?
He did not. My apologies. I would make Jaeger, Kyver. They both end with Jaeger was knocked out, and then he spent much more time conscious in his cell than you did.
Yeah.
You woke up and maybe spent about 2 hours in your cell. He spent the full 18 or so.
And we were in just like completely blank white cells, basically.
Yes. And
no door, no windows, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy house.
Kind of.
A
Quarantine, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyver felt sort of strange when he woke up because he realized that the enhancements that he and his brother had been working on had been replaced by what appeared to be, for the most part, flesh. His own flesh. It was as if Kyver had never suffered the grievous injuries that led to him becoming enhanced.
Yeah, and found out later that, found out as soon as he woke up after like about 2 hours, he was taken to the magistrate, Radamanthus.
Yes.
I like that.
There you go. The leader of the Minos Magistrate, one of 4 corporations that are the sort of power bodies of the city of Underworld on Electrum.
And during all of this, Ryan had sent all of us a list of different mission objectives to get done, and we had planned out a little pathway for that, and we were actually kind of getting a few of them done. I believe the first one was
discover
recovering
refined Electrum.
The refined Electrum, which were those pots. Those got sent to the specialist. And then what was the second one that we did?
Discovered the power.
Political
climate.
And that's what this was when Kyver was learning about the whole situation with all 4 of the different industries.
Would you like to describe them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. So there's the first one that you came across, which was Psychopomp Shipping. They control the distribution and transport of Electrum, both like to and transport in general to and from the Electrum system from the core, and also just all forms of outward going shipments of Electrum towards the core. That's the reason why that space cutter ship was docked on Vicrony X and you were able to steal it. Those were Psychopomp Shipping employees. Psychopomp, by the way, for those of you that might not know, it's a figure that leads the spirits of the dead into the afterlife. Which,
oh wow,
yeah,
is that from Greek mythology?
That is from Greek mythology. Hermes is the Psychopomp.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh. And I have this sort of ongoing theme that you guys haven't interacted with too well, but the chosen, at least the ones that have been reborn in power, are dead, right? They have died at least once. Mm-hmm. And if you'll remember in the very beginning, when I sort of sent you that preliminary Discord message, when I sort of gave a brief rundown of my setting, it was sort of like a person talking in character about how chosen get tired of being reborn over and over again. And Electrum is the Underworld is the place where they go after they get tired of ceaselessly fighting, and dying, and being revived again. But that's that's a little intense. The other faction that you guys ran into immediately after that are the Minos Magistrate. Yeah. The Minos Magistrate are unique because they are sort of there are no laws except the one law, the one rule, which you may have heard in one of the sessions. The one rule is that the secret of Electrum 5 does not leave Electrum 5. It is closely guarded. The place where Electrum comes from is supposed to be kept hidden. And it has been kept hidden for many cycles. Only now, at the behest of Voss Industries, has the secret sort of been uncovered specifically. And it's always been on the terms of Underworld interacting with the core, never the other way around. And it is the Minos Magistrate's job to keep that secret, to stop anybody that would break that secret, and also to collect taxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We learned
taxation
about that.
is theft.
Yeah. Well, maybe. We'll give it a thought when I explain the other ones.
Of course,
down.
Yeah.
There is the Avernus Guild, which is the power body that is responsible for digging up and recovering the Electrum from the actual planet itself, which it occurs naturally within the planet, though you guys haven't witnessed that. It is mined, it is transported in its unrefined state, where it is given to the last body of power, the Hesperides Labs. which refine the Electrum, know how it is refined, closely guard the secrets behind the refining process, and also do the experimentation with technology that can be conducted with the versatile substance called Electrum. And the Avernus Guild, the Hesperides Labs, and Psychopomp Shipping make up what is called the Triumvirate Board, which are the three sort of governing factions in Underworld. The Minos Magistrate is the fourth section that breaks ties between, or any sort of disputes between the corporations.
I see. Okay.
But they don't get involved directly in any of the other corporations' businesses.
So when we found we didn't find out all the deeper, like the super deep aspects of it, but we learned about all four of these, and after that, the Magistrate and Kyver, along with Jaeger, began making a deal, and this was when our third session
sort of began.
And the deal, well, actually, Kyver got some kind of plant.
Yes, some sort of brand of sorts that, while it was not elaborated on what it would do, the Magistrate said that he would not leave Electrum in one piece if he did not follow up on the deal.
It seems to me like it's like a self-destruct.
Something like that, perhaps.
Yeah, so Kyver is basically needing to do whatever this Magistrate is wanting him to do. But he did save his life, so he owes kind of a debt.
Which is, again, thanks to the power of Electrum.
Yes.
The biostabilizer, which uses Electrum to replicate living tissue and basically reverse grievous bodily injury, notwithstanding even the injuries which Kyver suffered, which caused him to be enhanced. So when they when they sort of hit the reverse button, they reversed everything, right? Not just his most current grievous wounds, but all the grievous wounds that led to him being enhanced.
So once Kyver...
So is he no longer enhanced?
He is enhanced, but
enhanced.
he's enhanced with Electrum.
Meaning I could do some stuff now.
I don't think you're leaving.
Well, I think it's
Walking
possible
mining
for me to
plant.
leave, but they're probably going to have to like wipe Kyver's mind of any memory of.
We're gonna leave with you'll be walking refinement of Electrum. I feel like you'd be sought after. If you left.
That is true. It might cause some
Or you'll get
situations.
sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if
Or
Voss
you'll get
Industries comes after you, like, you know, because they want to know what Electrum is, you literally have those enhancements now. They will just cut you up,
Maybe
but I'll still get paid.
he is a plasmatic knight, so
Still get paid.
yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah. So after that, we made the deal. Basically, we're going to what was the deal specifically?
The deal was to investigate another squadron from the core
Yeah.
that had arrived before you all in Underworld.
And we, as far as we know, we are the first of Voss Industries squadrons to come. We do know that there is a contact, though. There's a deep cover contact who we end up meeting later in the session, and that will be the start of the final session.
And it was Kyver's intuition that told him that if it wasn't a Voss Industries contact, it was probably had to do with the crime syndicates of Sector 399 on Bicroniacs.
Which the head one would probably be the Red Eye Syndicate.
So the task given by Radamanthus to the squad was to uncover this core squadron from what is presumed to be the Red Eye Syndicate and eliminate them. And it is believed that this squad is working with one of the three other branches of the Triumvirate Board. There is no other explanation for how they could remain undetected and be familiar with the way Underworld works without the assistance of another one of the corporations.
And so far, the group is assuming there's a high probability that it is Psychopomp Shipping because we ended up coming in a ship from there, though we aren't entirely sure. It could be that maybe there's like a plant inside the Magistrate that doesn't even realize that there's a plant. And they're just too too big to think about it.
Did you guys have any questions about what might have happened?
I mean, I think our allies are probably like the mole that we were tasked to find that has been planted. I feel like they might be with they might have gotten an alliance with the not the labs, the mining.
The Avernus Guild?
Yeah, the Avernus Guild.
Wait, so who the plant that we
yeah, our mole.
So the deep cover contact that we basically after the whole situation with the magistrate and the deal, Kyver and Jaeger went back to meet with the other two.
We were very suspicious of them.
Very suspicious. We ended up calling them, like Kyver calls Zayla and being like, "Hey, what's up? I'm alive."
Yeah, the quarter of the session was me being like, "Yeah, no, this is fishy. He's captured. If he's even alive, like we should leave him."
Yeah. We were able to convince them, kind of in a way, and then we went to go. Basically, we rested a bit. Kyver made some runes. They did some searching.
We got a
map.
Got a map.
Which
That was one of our goals.
The map costs 1,000 volts. So then Rush goes out and starts stealing codexes that has a volts. What's it called?
Hymen bypass.
A Hymen bypass. Yeah.
And then Zayla, oh my gosh. Not Kayla. Zayla helped
Yep.
as well, unfortunately.
You did well, and now we are wanted.
Yep. There's a bunch of judge magistrates who are out searching for us.
But the thing is,
For
I
you
can
two
fly,
specifically.
and Zayla
Is
is a
a
sentient
Beulah.
piece of gas.
Yeah. So it's actually like.
So, like,
It's
if
the
it had to be
perfect
any
crime.
of us, it's yeah, exactly.
But we were able to get to the. Well, what is the nightclub called that we? Oh yeah,
The Muses
the
Nightclub.
Muses nightclub, and we actually got a piece of information about where
Thanks to
this
the map.
deep cover contact is at.
yes.
Is follow the Muses.
Yes, that was the information stored on the armature kit.
So we went to this nightclub called the Muses nightclub, and we had to follow the Muses basically. And what ended up happening, Ryan, if you'd like to explain.
You entered the nightclub, and you, by chance, were directed to the floor where there was sort of like a nightclub with a sort of like a mosh pit area, bar, and also live performance. After spending some time trying to put out that you were looking for a contact from Voss Industries, by chance, the performers that had finished up said, "We are the Muses. Good
Yep.
night." And
It's like, oh, that's our cue.
there you go. At which point, Jaeger uses his telepathy to communicate to the Ra Yen, the vocalist of the group, and upon seeing her response to saying the passphrase, she sort of, with a blank stare, turned and then quickly resumed posture and telepathically communicated back, "Meet me on the next floor above."
Yep. And then, so we kind of went each kind of separately, heading to the next floor. And Rush was the first one there.
I go first. I roll really bad on my perception, and I'm pretty much
He's
staring.
basically staring.
I'm staring at a yen. Not even the right one.
No, was that the right one?
It was the right one.
I was staring at a different yen, listening to someone do slam poetry.
There you go.
Basically, yeah.
Basically.
Well, it was more. Well, it wasn't really slam poetry. It was more like how like the ancient Greeks,
Theatrical poetry.
theatrical poetry.
Close
The
enough.
ancient
Yeah.
Greeks
Is that
used to do
accurate?
like theater, basically.
Yes. Mhm.
And then finally we got up and we started talking to the contact.
Well, she took us in the back.
She took us in the back,
Yeah, like a private booth.
and yeah, we
We
began.
asked her some questions.
Yeah,
She's been there for, 9 cycles?
I believe I said
we would say is 9
60 cycles.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
was
most of
She's
her
been
life.
there, like basically. Well, how old is this yen? Because yen can live for a pretty long time. If
You're not really sure.
they
Yen-
also
yen
they
ha-
also don't
yeah,
age after.
Yen
they
have sort of an
become-
ageless look.
Yeah.
So you're not really sure. You're also not really sure.
How time works.
that compared to like the core, and also how they got there in the first place. But you haven't asked about that yet.
But as soon as we didn't get a chance to ask about that because Kyver.
Was that the only question we asked though? Before that, was that the only?
That's the only amount time we had for before what happened.
Yeah,
Which Kyver, Matt, do you want to tell us how you fucked up?
Hey, okay. So Kyver was just basically thinking, it needs to get brought up. This needs to get brought up. So he basically explained. He tried to begin to explain that the situation. He's desperate to basically help the magistrate, and so far as what he's seen, the magistrate saved his life. He owes him a debt. He also wants to make sure that, well, the Voss Industries is like he's not a huge fan of Voss Industries, so he's not like trying to. He's trying to be open and honest, but it does not come off the right way when he does it, and which is because he ends up basically just explaining, "Oh, we kind of got caught. We kind of got caught, and we're leading." I've already dealt with Electrum, is what I said.
Yes.
Basically, like she hasn't gotten a chance to really. Did she say that she hasn't gotten a chance to deal with Electrum?
She said that. I don't think she said anything like that. I think what caught her by surprise is that you sort of exposed. I don't remember the reason. I can't think of it, but you sort of.
No, because I exposed my Electrum enhancement.
Yes.
Yes. I have dealt with
yes,
this.
and
How did you get that?
yeah, and that sent off. That sent off red flags. The contact is compromised. That kind of stuff. Because in her mind, the only people that have Electrum are from Electrum, and you're supposed to be from Voss Industries, from the core. So
she's thinking you're from here, and we're all.
And she's been here for 60 cycles. So I mean, that's that would make anyone hostile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's pulling out a gun on me.
Yes, and I might join her in on that.
There you go.
Okay,
we'll see.
We will see.
Yeah, because that is actually where we ended the session, the last session.
Quick draw.
So with that being said, I believe that was
the recap.
That was a recap. Does anyone else have any questions about certain things?
Yeah, just any general questions about what you might have found, like that you don't have an answer to yet.
That can be answered.
Yeah, there you
go. So far, I've been very much enjoying this, and I want to say thank you, Ryan, for doing this.
Well, it's my pleasure
for all of us.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. My birthday was May 5th, by the way.
There you go. But I wasn't around for it, so this is me catching up.
Yeah, this is one of the best birthday presents I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, you finally get to play your own game.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully, more of that will come, but I'll be playing this game for as long as I can.
That's going to be at the end of the next game. He's going to be like, I'm drawing it out. Oh, I rolled a 7. Oh, no. I didn't hit.
Oh, no. I died again. Yeah. Might as well get Reborn again.
There you go. There's only so many 1-ups.
Do you want to talk about that?
About what?
Never mind.
What a tease.
Yeah, what the heck?
Like Kyver dying. But.
Well, I mean, Kyver's been on the edge of death several times now.
Well, I guess now the question that I think maybe Amanda might be alluding to here is, so if he's been on the brink of death a few times and he pretty much has come back on a couple of occasions, is there a certain limit? When does his will expire?
Well, the thing is that this time was completely different than the other times. Completely different because it was outside of the core entirely. Mm-hmm. So the core didn't have any influence on it whatsoever. It was the technology that brought him back. He was dead.
Mm-hmm.
if they didn't bring him back with the technology, he was dead.
He was off the boat without a life jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. He was gone. So it was
That's the reason why Matt was like, sort of like, he was like trying to hold it in.
I was just like, no. A part of me was like, I knew that you were going to like end it like that. Like I was holding out hope, but it also I would have actually been fine. I was like really contemplating it in my head throughout the entire time, and I was like, you know what? I would actually be fine if Kyver did die like this, and then had you guys just go on by yourselves. And I just be in the background, like let you guys play it out.
Question: would you ever like introduce another character and Matt would have played him, or like what? How would this?
I would have been fine with not playing. Not playing.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I did this for Matt, so it would have kind of defeated the point if I killed Matt's character and didn't give him another character to play. So if for some reason, here's the thing, I didn't know your character was going to die during that session.
Yeah, no, it was. It was just the luck of the draw.
But I did know that there was a technology that allows people to reverse death on Electrum, because there is no Reborn in power regal entities, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So there is some way. So I already knew about that. I just didn't think Kyver would be the beneficiary of it.
Right, like right away.
So I guess my question is, if it had to be
Honestly,
one of our characters, who do you think would have actually had it?
Had what?
Like, would have had to
died.
use the Electrum. Like, who do you think would have needed the Electrum?
I mean,
I was exhausted.
I definitely thought Zayla, right? Because Zayla was knocked unconscious at Cadmus's feet during the battle. Like,
but Kyver,
Kyver used his runic enlighten to heal her.
And Jaeger went down too. Did he? Wait,
No, Jaeger.
No, he kind of stayed back. He kept using like
back.
kinetic beams or blasts or something.
He stayed back. Yeah. And honestly, I think that Kyver was probably the best person to have died because he had the enhancements. No one else had enhancements. So like it made sense why his basically his lower half of his body got torn away because he did have enhancements there in the first place. So, yeah.
How high did your enhancements go up? I know you have.
It was just on the calves.
Oh,
It's on the count. Okay.
It was only on the calves, but now he basically has an entire lower half that is Electrum, and then I believe a center massa is.
But then the one on the back is the.
That is the tracking thing.
Yeah.
Electrum enhancements, right, or in your case, kind of like Electrum prosthetics, behave just like normal flesh.
Yeah.
Right, except they can be repaired.
Okay.
So, in the sense, I explained this to you sort of like in person. Electrum enhancements work better for biological beings. Any sort of downsides, downgrades,
downgrades
are less impactful with Electrum enhancements. Like if you have a enhancement that gives you +3 to intellect but -2 to fortitude, if it was an Electrum enhancement, it would be +3 to intellect, -1 to fortitude.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop
before this gets too long.
Yeah, I mean it's already pretty too long.
Oh yeah. No, when I was looking at it, probably like 15, 30 minutes ago, it was like 47 minutes. Like we're definitely
we're at an hour. We're at about an hour of this, but for now, I think this is going to be the season 3 finale, so might as well make it long.
Matt went into this like, we're going to save time.
The session's going to be long, so.
This session's going to be long. The sessions have been long, but it's for a good reason. Yeah. But thank you, Ryan, again, for all of this. Thank you, Jaron, for playing with me. Thank you, Amanda, for supporting me. Love you guys.
His voice changed. I love you.
And thank you, Oscar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar, who is not here, for being...
never letting us down.
For always never letting us down.
He's gonna listen to this episode. He's gonna listen to this episode in over a year and then be like, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah, exactly.
But we love you, Oscar. We love you, even with everything that you do. We love you, and
it's what makes
Arcantos.
It's what makes you.
There you go.
All right, thank you all for listening. And
That's what you're
if death comes to you,
May you be.
Reborn in power.
End credits. I did it.
Last time, our still unnamed squadron, after making their way from the core realms, from the Pillar of Icroniax to the uncharted territory, past the cosmic membrane into the planar unity, to a unknown system called the Electrum system, and specifically to the 5th planet, Electrum V. Uncovering a world of corporate corruption and rules only leading way to profit. Our squadron, led by Kyver Tremere, and also composed of Zayla, the planetary Beulah, Jaeger, the silent Nugonian, and Rush, stark white outlay. Together you've gone through a couple of misadventures, running into the Minos Magistrate, Kyver falling, Jaeger and Kyver's body being captured only to have him be restored at the hands of the Minos Magistrate, and tasked with finding the other intruders from the core on Electrum V. Reconvening with the rest of your squad members in the city of Underworld, and at the behest of the Armiger Kit, you found your way to the Muses Club in the bustling heart of Underworld. There you've come across the Voss Industries deep cover contact, Eliana Trey, or as she is known, Sybil. And just as you were beginning to explore what intel this operative might have to offer you, Kyver displays his new Electrum enhancements, and at that provokes much distrust from the deep cover contact, a tech revolver at her hip. And that is where we begin. As this figure, this Ra Yen, reaches for the tech revolver at their hip and slowly brings it up towards the surface of the table, leveling it towards Kyver as the blue glow he emitted subsides. What do you do?
I put my hands up.
Give me a good reason why I shouldn't shoot you through right now.
I want you to trust me. This is why I show you this. We got here, didn't know what was going on. Were approached by individuals we didn't know who to trust. And long story short, we got captured. But after being dead, I believe, they brought me back, revived me, gave me another chance at life, and have tasked me with finding intruders to the system, and they want to ally themselves with Voss Industries. We come here on a directive from Senator Voss.
Roll an influence check. And if anyone would like to add anything to assist.
Please. Please. Is anyone going to do anything?
The only person she levels the tech revolver at right now is Kyver.
I got a 10.
10.
Anyone?
Well, here's the. I'm still skeptical too because you still have that.
I mean, she looked towards Jaeger and says, "Did you know about this?"
And then I write down,
She squints at you as you start writing instead of responding to her.
Wait, question. Is she across from me? Like, where is she? Who's she sitting next to?
This is a round booth. The closest person sitting next to her is Zayla, but there's still probably about half the size of the table between them. It's more like she's on one side of the booth, you're on the other side.
So, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were to scoot over, you could eventually like sit next to her, but she purposely put a little distance between you and your party and her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write really fast and give it to her, saying it reads that I have a vow of silence, and that whatever he says, I was there with him. I did not abandon him, and we are on direct orders on the Senator Voss.
Okay. I'd like you to roll a separate influence check.
Yeah. That's a 15.
If you ask me any question about the core, I'll answer what I can. These people have not been to the core. I know that. And they also want to keep Electrum a secret.
Yes, unfortunately, I need to worry about both people from here and also people from the core.
Such as
the competitors?
A squadron?
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering if you're them.
We are not. We're actually tasked to find this squadron. I don't know exactly which organization they're a part of, but I have a feeling that they're from the Red Eye.
I'm going to go out on a limb and give you about 5 minutes of my time. And then I'm going to leave this table. And if I see any of you follow me, I'm going to pull this tech revolver out and shoot you in the face. So take 5 minutes, ask some questions. And when that 5 minutes is up, I'm leaving.
I guess the first question I have is, do you have any intel as to where this squadron that came before us is located? Any intel on who they might be?
Or what group they infiltrated?
Yes.
Roll an influence check.
Why am I doing all that?
Well, you're doing all the talking.
Yeah.
You're the leader.
10.
And you did technically show the thing too, so you kind of have to talk your way out of it.
There's a long pause.
Zayla and I were not captured like these two.
Both of them were captured.
However, when they found us, they have acted the same. No malice.
You understand my hesitancy, right? You're supposed to be from the core, and you're only supposed to have been here for at least maybe no more than a couple cycles. Sorry, a couple rotations.
Believe me, when he reappeared and I thought him dead, I wanted to do the same as you.
If need be, we can corroborate our stories together.
I originally thought he was compromised. But now, my mind's changed.
Okay, new plan. She puts the tech revolver on the table. You're not glowing blue like he is. Give me your codex number.
And I'll provide it to her.
Okay. You're going to walk out of this building and then you're going to call me.
I wasn't with them either. I wasn't captured. Can I?
Okay. I only have one codex. And he
Can I show you something to prove to you that I am from the core? It's not from here.
We all came here together.
If I'm not satisfied with what you show me, I'm going to shoot you.
I'm going to lift out my cloak and show her my runic strap of a rune forger's strap.
Okay. She's going to sort of, with one hand on the tech revolver on the table, sort of lean forward and look at it. got the symbol of the Rune Forgers on it.
I swear to you, I am from the core.
You don't come across many runes here, in case you haven't noticed, so I'm inclined to believe you. Show me a runic trick. 1.
I lift up my hand, close my eyes, and then forge a rune. Using my feet.
Your feet.
And yeah, I forge a rune.
Oh,
26.
26. There's something you can roll well at.
finally.
There you go. So as this rune appears in your hand, there's sort of the facade of like frustration and like aggressiveness that was once present in this figure sort of backs off, and almost like a silent sigh of relief comes over them as they sigh and put their tech revolver back in a hidden holster on the side and say, "Okay, so you're all from the core. You're all from Voss Industries, as you said, because I don't think the Rune Forgers would pony up with the Red Eye."
Trust me, we do not deal with the Red Eye.
So, which means the even more crazy story that you came here and were captured and then got out after making a deal is the truth?
Like immediately when we got here.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be covert operatives, specialists of Voss Industries?
Well, okay, so the truth is that we're technically hired from Voss, and we're not actually like operatives. That
Contractors.
we're contractors.
I have lost faith in the company I'm now currently employed under.
A lot has been going on in the core. I'm not sure how. Like, you said that you've been here for
60 cycles.
60 cycles. I don't know exactly at what point in time you were. Do you remember what cycle it was when you left?
I really don't care to talk to you about core politics right
Okay, well, I can just tell you the cycle that we left was cycle 137 after the core reset.
now. Okay. Yeah, I've been here a long time.
Okay.
Now that horrible mess that you both spun and cut yourself out of is out of the way,
Not necessarily cut out of. That's why I wanted to inform you that we need to figure out who this squadron is.
yes,
And also, if Voss Industries wants an ally here in Electrum, we have a potential ally to work with.
okay. All in all, that actually sounds pretty promising. So, what do you need to secure this ally?
We need to take out the squadron that came before us. The squadron that's been dealing under the table and causing havoc inside the core and making Electrum known throughout, because they do not want Electrum to be known.
Okay, so they started moving Electrum into the core more heavily?
Indeed, and we're still trying to figure out all the implications of it.
Okay. That makes sense with what I know. And she very quickly leans over towards the curtains that are drawn on the booth and sort of looks outside them, scans the area for a couple of moments before closing it again. I've been here for a long time, and because of that, I've done a lot of reconnaissance. Slow reconnaissance. But only until recently, maybe like the last half a cycle or so. I've heard rumors, seen traces of the squad I think you're talking about, the one from the core realms here in Electrum, and based on what you said, employed by the Red Eye Syndicate. They're called Cerberus Squad. Cerberus squad.
Like, how do you spell?
CERBERUS.
Like the multi-headed dog.
CERBERUS.
Yeah.
BER.
Cerberus.
Let me pronounce it Cerberus, but yeah.
Cerberus squad.
That's the name that the local authorities have given to them.
And are the local,
Of course.
the local authorities being the magistrate?
Yes.
And the magistrate is hunting them down.
Unsuccessfully. They haven't. No one in the magistrate could tell you what they look like.
Do you know what they look like?
I don't, but I do know places they frequent.
All right.
Seen traces. These people that have lived here all their lives, they don't know someone from the core. I've lived in both a very long time, and I can spot the difference between people.
How could they not tell? Like you're saying, the people that have lived here can't tell.
Because they're allied with one of the factions here. They can show them how to blend in.
Which faction do you think they're with?
My best guess, based on the espionage I performed on all three of the triumvirate board, they're working with Hesperides Laboratories.
You know for certain that they're from the core.
Yes.
Can I... Okay, so Kyver wants to try to see her energy.
Okay.
And see if it's like the energies of the core.
Mm-hmm.
And not like... And then... Oh, can we see like people like outside of this room? Is there like...
There's a curtain you can peer past.
And then can I try to see their energies and the difference between the two so that I can like basically discern core and not core energy?
Okay.
Like people who have like core energy within them.
Are you using a skill feat or ability for this?
It's going to be the Rune Seeker.
Rune Seeker.
Which is... It uses the energy knowledge.
Okay. This one is going to be difficult, but sure, you can.
Can I assist?
You don't know he's doing this right now.
Okay.
Unless he's telling you.
25.
25. This has been something that's sort of been tickling the back of your mind for a little bit. Ever since you've sort of gotten into like the very dense population that is Underworld. The energies here are not the same as the core realms. Certainly the energy that you manipulate here is different. You can normally differentiate if you're in the core between the different types of energies here. But here, the energies are alien to you. And because of that distinction, you can indeed differentiate between peoples from the core and peoples from here. All of your squad resounds firmly in the core energies.
Okay.
This figure before you, maybe because they've spent a long time here, it's muddled.
Okay.
Right? You couldn't be able to tell based on how long they've spent here whether they're native to the core or to the Electrum system.
Okay.
And the bystanders that you can look at outside of the curtain, it's almost like you're looking at them and they just all have a general blue glow to them. Very similar almost to the apparent glow you can see from activated Electrum.
I step away from the curtain,
Okay.
and then I look over towards her. Did this squad come before you, or were you here before the squadron?
I'm not sure how long they've been here, but I've known about their existence for about half a cycle.
Half a cycle.
Yes. And from the files that I've seen from the other, specifically the magistrate, they've been looking into this for about 3 cycles.
I see.
So, why do you ask?
People from the core give off a certain energy signature.
And you want to use that specific energy signature to differentiate them from the masses?
Yes.
Okay. That seems plausible.
Could that be done with technology here, like Electrum tech?
Technology. Have you worked with Electrum before?
All I know is I have it in my body now, and I don't know what it does.
Refined Electrum is nigh indistinguishable. Only a very skilled energy reader, I assume, maybe like yourself, could differentiate them. But it's possible. But I would say that the differentiating from the core energies and the energies from here is a more plausible, pursuable lead in terms of tracking down this squadron.
Another question is, we know that this squadron is tied to one of the main industries here on Electrum.
Yes.
Here in Underworld. Do you know which one it is?
She said
Yes. Hesperides Labs.
Hesperides. Oh.
Is he the leader?
Sorry,
It's okay.
We
you
never voted.
No, I suppose not.
we didn't vote, but no one wants to talk. Apparently, this guy can't even talk. So,
Well,
no offense.
to be honest, you mystic types always, I don't know, you're harder to talk to, I think.
We have a different wavelength.
I suppose. You two, and she points to Zayla and Rush. Do you have any questions? Or do you have any written questions?
Yes, please feel free.
The locations.
I don't know about their locations specifically, but I've sort of the documentation that I've seen recorded by the magistrate, they tend to move around docks, landing areas, which leads me to believe something, is that they're not based here in Underworld. Whatever base of locations they've kept here since they traveled to Electrum V, it's not in the city.
I'm going to take out the bigger map that we acquired. I'm going to ask her, point it.
And she points to the edge of the map. Out, maybe, here's the thing, it's not in the city, which means, in my mind, and yours too probably, there's two places they could be. One is the Purple Desert.
But there's demons there.
Exactly, which leads me to believe that they're not there. It's way too big a risk.
All right.
Can you guess where the other place is?
The sky?
And she winks at you and says, exactly.
Well, I'm not the one that flies, so.
Here's the thing. I've given this some thought. Have you noticed the sort of purple cloudy atmosphere that enshrouds this planet for about a mile up and onwards?
Mm-hmm.
That, whatever atmospheric composition that cloud layer has, it interferes with scanners, sensors. It makes it nearly impossible to get an accurate tell on this place. Yes. And better yet, communications barely make it through. So any errant signals that they would be sending back towards the core realms with whatever information they would have, it would be blocked out by the atmosphere. It would never be picked up by any stations on the ground. So I think whatever base they have is somewhere out in the...
And they're working with the
atmosphere.
labs.
Yes.
Which means that they could potentially have built some kind of sky fortress up there.
Absolutely. They have access to advanced technologies. And here's another thing. Like I said, that atmosphere, it blocks all communications. So they must be outside the atmosphere. Which leads me to believe they might be orbiting around the planet. The thing is, they have occasional patrols that go around the outside of the planet. Which means that whatever base they're on, it's not visible. Not to the naked eye. And not to whatever technology they use for other visual scans.
Have you seen Electrum being used as like a stealth field or cloaking device?
I haven't, but I doubt it's beyond the capabilities. That stuff is the most versatile stuff in the universe that I've seen.
How are they not getting picked up from the ground?
Because the sensors that they would normally use to scan the upper atmosphere are completely blocked. That's an advantage for Electrum. It makes it difficult for just passers-by in a cosmic sense to pick up on their very secretive underworld city. But it's also being used against them, I think, in this case.
So there are patrols.
There are.
By the magistrate or by them?
By the magistrate.
And the magistrate has not picked up anything.
No. But you said you're allies with the magistrate, right?
Loosely, for now.
You're going to need a ship to get on that base, I think.
Indeed. We're probably going to need to go back there and give them our info.
They might even have access to that kind of that kind of usage of Electrum.
Maybe. I haven't spoken to the magistrate because I think they would have me executed for espionage. But you seem to be on very good terms with them, so relatively speaking.
Yes.
So, short of stealing a ship, I think that's your best source of transportation.
Sybil.
Yes.
What is your mission here? Is just to
Listen.
That's it.
Yes.
Do you ever want to go back?
Do you know how long Ra Yen live?
Couple 100 years cycles.
Yeah. And over time, life in the core can get pretty dull. Especially if you happen to be one of the lucky few that just seem to not be able to die.
But what about a family?
Family's nice and all, but not for everybody.
I see.
Some people live for the thrill.
Respect. And I'm going to take out my blasters. Yeah.
I'm not a bounty hunter. I'm just very good at talking and listening.
I'm going to frown, put my blaster away slowly.
There'll be time for that in the future, I'm sure. But either way.
Will you join us on this mission, or?
No. You're going to go get attacked and attack people. That's not my thing.
Okay. Fair enough.
Undercover. And I'm going to look at Kyver like...
Well, obviously...
I was never good at undercover. I was more good at getting the job done. Just not like you're not getting the job done. I'm more like just trying to... You know what I mean.
Okay. Anyway, by the way, in case you didn't know, people that don't die in the core, they still die here. Whatever connection they have in the core that somehow preserves them as they are into a new life, that's not here. So if you die here...
I figured that out already.
She sort of cocks her head in a very strange way. What?
He died.
He died?
I died.
You said you got captured.
Yeah, my body was dead. He got captured, and then they brought me back to life using...
And it's like Electrum is what revived them.
She sits back and looks absolutely dumbfounded.
So,
his legs
Electrum can
were
do a lot of
severed.
things.
Yes, it can. I knew that they could be used for that reason. I never thought that a operative of Voss Industries would be the beneficiary of it. You people are crazy.
Well, we are going to go fight this threat that we know nothing about, except for that they work with the Red Eye. So, yeah,
Well,
consider us crazy.
Well, contractors, I think that's all you need to know.
Can we exchange contact information
And
so
then
we can contact you in the future? I hand out my codex.
I gave him my codex information. You can contact me anytime.
Okay.
Well, not anytime.
Will be discreet.
Thank you.
Jaeger's writing something for Kyver right now.
Oh, he's actually writing.
There's someone
Do
writing something at the
telekinesis.
table.
Telepathy.
Jaeger, I think you found our name.
Oh, no way. I kind of want to know.
You don't have a name.
Consider us the core crazies.
Gonna put my feather in my face.
Do you have any more questions? Because I need to go find something to drink.
I need drink as well.
I need to contact the magistrate, but I'm going to leave the premises before I do that.
Good. By the way, where is your armature kit?
Who has it again?
It's broken.
It got broke. It broke when my pod crashed and killed
Those
me.
things are indestructible.
A pod crashed and killed me and the armature kit.
And I'm like, I wrote like,
Who has it again? Oh, Jaeger has it.
He does.
That doesn't look very destructed.
Oh, we fixed it.
You fixed an armature kit.
Kind of. His name is Arm.
As Arm boots up on the table, he goes, I am Arm. Ta-da! Okay. That drink just went from very soon to now. Goodbye. Good luck. Never meet me in person ever again.
Hey, and if death comes to you, don't die. He stands up and he goes and walks out.
Okay. As the core crazy squadron just... Oh, no. Yeah, See, it doesn't feel so good now that it's your never mind. Okay. As your squad walks away, you see Eliana, Trey, Sybil wave down one of the waiters that is sort of just moseying around the area, order a Blue Nova, and wait for the sweet embrace of alcohol. So, squad, where are you going now?
Look back at everyone is like, okay, we need to contact the magistrate, see if they can get us a pod, and potentially arm us, equip us with whatever they can in order for us to deal with this syndicate, this Cerberus squad.
We are definitely going to need some of that Electrum.
Yeah. I'm going to pull out my codex.
Okay.
And go to contact Radamantis.
Okay. As you go to pull up your codex and punch in the information, the call is picked up almost instantaneously. There's hardly a ring that comes through the codex, so it's something like and showing up on the hollow projection for all of you to see is the image of the figure in the golden metallic mask of an older gentleman with a beard, facial features hidden underneath in the very stunning armor. And you hear a subtle, "This is sooner than I expected. Have you come to inform me of your mission success?"
Not entirely, but we have a lead and we wish to follow it, but we might need a pod. And there's no other place that I could think of to get a pod.
Pod? If I remember correctly, your squad made off with 2 of our pods.
Yes, but I believe those were single pods.
Yes, that's the only form they come in. Do you mean a ship?
A ship. As we believe that the squadron might be hiding in the upper atmosphere, orbiting the planet.
The figure goes to stroke their metallic beard. And I suppose the ship that you so graciously borrowed is not in working condition, then?
No. I understand this is a lot to ask, and you probably would like us to figure it out ourselves, but I mean, do you want us to spend the time trying to search for something like that? Or shall we take out the squadron as quick as possible?
Maybe you are good at negotiating after all. Come back to Tartarus C5, and you will be met with a escort to your new vessel. Good luck. You'll need it. The codex call ends.
Is it going to fix our ship that we took? Or give us a new one?
Did you not hear all that?
Is it wise for us, and I'll be pointing to Zale and myself, to go? We're still wanted.
I was thinking that, actually.
This is true.
But we do need suits as well.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe if we go, they can just clear our name. Maybe you should call him back.
I think that's a very bad idea. We're pushing our luck with that. Perhaps you stay behind.
We'll wait at pods.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea.
But we need, like...
Then
needs to be
he'll
a fair
fly
fight.
ship to us.
I'm saying is what if they get all decked out with, like, Electrum stuff and we don't have anything?
Sneak attack.
No. I think one of those suits would have been pretty cool.
You mean the suits that they used?
Yeah.
I don't think that was an actual suit. At least I'm not sure.
So, where is your squad going?
Tartarus C5 for me and probably Jaeger. Not sure about these two. They can also fly up ahead.
I'll give you the coordinates to like where our pods were, since you wouldn't know where that initially was, and then we'll head a little bit towards like the desert area, so you can have a better place to land and pick us up.
Okay.
Rush and Zayla will be heading back to where they parked their initial pods in the Purple Desert area, right on the edge of the ramp to the city. And Kyver and Jaeger will be heading back to the previous prison in Tartarus C5, one of the magistrate buildings. That will take both of you about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours for Rush and Zayla. In the meantime, as you are moving through the bustling streets, I assume Zayla and Rush are using the air to their advantage to avoid any sort of magistrate patrols.
Without a doubt.
And as you are doing that, Kyver and Jaeger make your way into the sort of comfortable, warm, well-lit lobby that you previously walked out of before, not maybe more than 10, 12 hours ago. And you find yourself greeted by just an empty lobby area, very large, with a single person at the reception desk.
And go up. I'm here to meet with the magistrate Radamanthus to acquire a vessel.
Ah, yes, Kyver Tremere. We were expecting you. And Jaeger. Yes?
Indeed.
You were greeted by, looks to be a very young, shaved and well-groomed Kron, who escorts you to a couple feet away towards a very large row of elevators. Points to one of them and says, "This elevator will take you to the roof, where your ship is waiting."
Okay. Is Radamanthus not available currently?
The magistrate is very busy.
I see. Is there any possible way for us to arm ourselves? Or at least myself. I don't even know how this works.
The Kron sort of looks at you for a moment and says, "When you say this, you mean what?"
Electrum.
Oh, you have Electrum enhancements.
Yes, it's my first time. I'm familiar of how it works.
Well, I suppose you could stop by some sort of augmentation depot, but that can be rather expensive.
I was wondering if I could borrow something and then bring it back.
I'm sorry, sir, I don't have that kind of authority. But maybe there's something on the ship.
All right. Thank you. And I go up to the lift to take us up to the top of the building.
Okay, and it is a long elevator ride. Like, it's, as you begin to ascend the elevator, it's one of those elevators where one side is open to, like, a large courtyard area inside, like, the actual closed-off building. And this elevator, based on your sort of perception of it, is maybe going around 30, 35 miles per hour. But it still takes you approximately 5 minutes to get to the top. Dang. This is a tall building.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't even realize, but
Feels like they're in the tower.
Yeah.
Jaeger doesn't make a comment because does it count as talking to yourself if you know no one's going to respond?
I look at Jaeger. It's like, I like you, Jaeger. Yep.
And then I write, why?
I feel like you have genuine responses. It gives you more time to think about what you're going to say. Well, express.
And I write, from what I have experienced, yeah, I have to know what to say and what not to say.
Yeah.
So,
Not very good with words.
Yeah, so I've seen.
As you make your way up to the top of Tartarus C5, the elevator stops and then the doors quickly open to what looks to be, it's not the very top of this tower, which is extraordinary. The fact that this goes up even deeper or even taller.
Wait, so the roof is not the top of the building?
It's the roof level.
Yeah.
It's like the level. But there's also like
there's the roof and the roof plus. Yeah. The extra roof.
Does it get streaming services?
Premium roof.
Premium roof. You think, obviously, I mean, it's complimentary is not premium roof. So you exit the elevator and are on what appears to be, it's almost like a very large balcony, but it's, for all intents and purposes, a landing platform where you see positioned in front of you on probably about a 200-foot-long platform that is just an outcropping here, which catches much of the rain. There is much more rain landing on this platform than there are on the lower streets, generally because the larger buildings will catch most of the rain before it hits those lower levels. Mm. But aside from that, on this platform, you see a very well maintained, sort of dark silver-looking ship with sort of blue lines, almost reminiscent, if Kyra has ever seen this, of the Conduit. Very geometric in shape, almost completely right angles, just shooting through it.
Gonna approach it.
As you approach, the hatch opens that is just beneath the bridge, and walking out of the ramp that is extended forward, you see one of those figures in silver armor.
Is it one of the familiar ones with one of the faces I know? Of either Cadmus, Harmonia, Lias. Mm-hmm. One of those guys. Cal.
Mm-hmm. No.
No.
It is not.
There's a new one.
Walking forward is the first time you've seen this where the figure is not sort of older looking. The metal mask depicts a younger man, bald on the top, with just a very faint mustache. And walking forward, the figure shouts to you and says, "Well met, core traveler. Orders from the on high. This ship is yours for the time being."
Thank you. And you are?
I am Ptolemy.
Ptolemy. Well, Ptolemy, is there a Electrum enhancement inside there, potentially?
No.
I could borrow?
No. I'll be honest. When the magistrate said that you would be receiving Electrum enhancements, I was skeptical enough. But the idea that you would receive a shard, an outsider, untested, receive a shard? Unlikely. The magistrate is generous, but not foolish.
Huh. I see. What does a shard typically do?
Roll a deception check.
Deception?
Yes.
I don't even know what a shard does.
I know, but you're trying to gather information subtly.
8.
Nice try.
Well, apparently, I mean, do you think I have a shard?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, then, why are you saying that?
Because I would not divulge secrets to you without the consent of the rest of the magistrate. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm sure you know how to fly a ship, yes? You did get here on one.
I take it it uses Electrum.
It does.
I'll be able to fly a ship.
Yes, I think so. Good luck.
Yeah.
So as the figure splashes their silver boots through the puddles that are forming on this roof, the ship and its ramp stand open to you.
I enter inside the ship.
Okay. Entering inside the ship, it is different from the ship that you first got here to the Electrum system on. That ship, comparing it to this one, was much more sleek, aerodynamic seeming, and just less bulky all around. That one had more of a rectangular shape, longer. This one, more square, slightly more bulky. Weapons that are blatantly obvious on the sides of the ship. Whereas the space cutter had minor weapons at best.
So there's weapons. Does it have the same what's it called, feature to change its look?
Do you approach the terminal?
Yes.
Okay. As you go and feel the familiar sensation of having your will imposed upon the ship, you briefly take in the capabilities of the ship. There is no outer appearance shifter that the space cutter had. There are, however, weapons that you can control with a thought on the outside of the ship.
Can I control to see if the ship can be willed to access some kind of stealth capabilities?
Sure. Roll a discipline will check. Jaeger, are you doing anything?
Jaeger would try to see if there's any they said that there's no weapons per se, like armor. That's critical. But see if there's anything of use in terms of combat wise.
Roll and what would it be?
28.
Damn.
I was going to say investigate.
Matt, what is the searching check? What is the find? Is it perception?
Perception.
Perception. Please roll perception.
Perception.
You said it was the total?
28.
28. You're not sure if maybe you're just really good. But in the short amount of time where you've been exposed to this Electrum, maybe in part due to the fact that you now have Electrum composing your body, you've gotten a much better understanding of how to manipulate it. And you've seen stealth drives from the core before, and you put two and two together and just think, I wish there was a stealth drive similar to the kind I've seen in the core on this ship.
Bam.
And Jaeger, as you're looking around, sort of in the hull area where the storage would be, where you would find perhaps equipment that you're looking for, you see one side that is connected to the outer hull of the ship just sort of bow inward in a almost like it's giving into pressure outside before it sort of almost falls for a moment like water and then reforms into what looks to be a square generator type looking device with a core that is spinning in the center, giving off a bright blue glow that was not there moments before.
Jaeger and your looks. No one knows what you're doing.
And I just frantically write and or contact Kyber. It's like there's an engine here in the storage room. Was that you?
I don't send a message back. I just...
You also understand intrinsically, Kyver, that by taking up resources from the ship, you have degraded the hull slightly.
Oof. Okay. Does it feel like I could potentially change it back to where...
Perhaps.
It's basically... It's kind of like the Iron Man suit with the nanotech, where it goes one area, but then it can go...
It is the programmable matter.
Yeah.
Yes. So you were looking for...
just weapons. I got a 19.
19 on the perception. You briefly return to your search in the hull after witnessing that. You do find 3 environmental packs meant for just general safety or perhaps exploration based on this ship. But you do not find any weapons. You get the sense that anyone on this ship is usually meant to bring their own weapons. At least the Judge Magisters that would normally be on it, perhaps.
I'm going to sit down. Message Rush and Zayla saying we have acquired the ship.
Okay.
We are not being given any weaponry or anything like that. We're going to have to go ourselves.
Around the time you receive this codex message, Rush and Zayla, you are beginning to descend that ramp. Odd to your thought that no one is really guarding these ramps, but you get the sense that the warnings about the demons being in the Purple Desert are perhaps warning enough to ward off potential trespassers beyond the point. So, Kyver, are you the only one that's going to be piloting the ship?
Like he could be.
I'm going to wait for Jaeger to come in.
Yeah, I could
and
navigate.
help out. While I'm waiting, though, I want to kind of close my eyes and focus on the Electrum in my body.
Okay.
And see what I can figure out about them. About it.
Roll an introspection check.
Introspection.
Roll a biology check.
Biology, yeah. 11.
11.
Yeah, damn.
This is foreign material. Even if you know how to manipulate it on things that are not part of yourself, the idea of manipulating something that is also currently a part of yourself is a little bit scary. And maybe it's that hesitation that comes with that thought that is sort of stopping you from any sort of influence or understanding beyond what you already have of your augmentations.
I'll just stick to my natural feelings of having better armor and then fast feet.
Fast feed.
Happy feet. Combo. What was Kyber doing?
Sorry,
what was Jaeger doing?
Yeah, Jaeger was
Coming up.
coming up with Kyber.
You would also going to sort of, because there's a place for two different pilots.
Oh, two different. So not one navigator, one pilot, two pilots.
Well, two people to sort of connect to the console.
Oh,
I'm going to connect to it.
I am.
You already are
Yeah,
connected.
yeah. I'm gonna.
I'm gonna connect to it then.
Okay.
Do we like merge souls?
And you note that the title of the ship is called the Eidolon 3.
Eidolon?
Eidolon 3.
It's like, what was it called? Pacific Rim? Shit. Was it, we're drifting? Man, we're drifting right now.
Eidolon 3.
Dun, 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 dun.
And you get the sense that it checks your authorization to pilot this ship for a moment, and then it clears. So, what do you do now?
Going to fly to the specific coordinates that Rush had sent.
Okay. The ship begins to, at a thought of yours, and retracting the ramp, and then piloting forward towards the way marker that was set by Zayla and Rush in your codex. Zayla, Rush, you've been here for about 3 minutes, wondering where your pods are.
We got towed.
There's a ticket just floating in the sand.
There it is.
I don't
That's
have any credits
that's
to
the good old Rush for you.
That's the dead take from Rush. Deadpan, we've been towed. Wonderful. This is the comedy we look for from Rush.
Thank you.
So let's just wait here by the gate.
So about another 2 minutes pass. Make a perception check, both of you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are we waiting on the inside or the outside?
Where are you waiting?
I'd probably be waiting on the inside, honestly.
On the inside.
Or like, can we sit on the gate?
You're past the gate. Where you are, you're standing on top of purple sand. Maybe about 50 feet from where you are is where the ramp
same
begins.
exact thing.
20.
20? Okay.
Wait, is perception or?
Yeah.
22.
22. Both of you absolutely hear a sound that you've never heard before, even over the howling purple sand-carrying winds. Something bestial sounding? It sounds distant, but it also sounds like it might be getting louder every once in a while.
I'm going to turn on my stealth field. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to turn my stealth field on, and I'm going to run towards the gate. Run? Walk?
I'm just gonna give you a look of like absolute confusion. Take out my my hadron blaster and just like point it ahead in case something comes out.
You don't want to walk back to the gate?
I'll slowly step back.
Okay. As both of you sort of begin to pace back, do you turn on your stealth field?
Okay, I'm going to turn my stealth field on.
Okay. As you turn on your stealth field,
Wait, recharges,
power it
doesn't
up.
it?
Rush, you for all intents and purposes,
We've been
except for a
for
couple of
hours
footprints that
since-
slowly appear
Same
next to you.
hours. We're
You are
gonna need to go
alone
up
here.
to the freaking height.
You hear in the background slowly gaining more ferocity that roar, but at the same time also gaining in your ears the sound of thrusters as a unknown ship you've never seen before begins to descend towards your location. Right around that time when the ship begins to sort of become level with you and is hovering maybe about 30 feet away, you see about 50 feet away, cresting over the hill, a creature that you've never seen before, both of you, Rush and Zayla, as well as, I suppose, Kyver and
Do we have like
Jaeger,
a view, like a 360 view of everything around the ship?
like you did before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You see what appears to be 3 canid-like creatures, but more muscular than your average dog creature-like. Completely blue and almost phosphorescent in its blue color. Like any sort of piece of Electrum technology you've seen giving off an amazingly brilliant blue light, this creature gives off most of the time. And almost like a heartbeat, it flashes with intensity and dies down for a moment, flashes with intensity again. The mouth of this creature, the jaw, is maybe about 2.5, 3 feet long for each of them. And there are spikes, long, almost spear-like tips that spines that shoot out the back along the towards a tail.
Are they running or are they?
They are running
Stalking.
towards your crew. Yes,
Okay, how close are we to the crew?
you're closer to your crew than these creatures.
Okay,
are.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, go pick them up.
So
And I'm gonna open the hatch.
you leave. Okay, you open up the ramp. Are you going to land the ship, or are you going to keep it hovering?
I'm gonna keep it hovering, like right above them, to try to get them on here because they can fly. So
Okay. What are you all doing as these creatures begin to pick up their pace now in a sprint towards you?
I'm assuming I can see the ship, like I can hear the thrusters because I see the ship.
Yes, absolutely.
Then I'll start flying up.
Okay, you start flying.
Yes, as well.
Okay. As both of you begin to hover up towards what you now see as an opening ramp into the actual compartment of the ship, you see Jaeger running out to the ramp, making gestures to come onto the ship. You see the lead creature in this pack of 3. 2 of these weird tentacle-like limbs, familiar tentacle-like limbs, shoot out the back of the creature and have this blue spark running through them. And just as you all enter the ramp and begin to enter the actual ship, you see this creature sort of slap the side of the hull of the ship.
Oh shit!
can I maneuver it?
Can I maneuver? Yeah.
Roll a piloting check. Yeah,
Okay.
piloting will be your defensive form.
Fair enough.
That's gonna be 18.
So, I rolled a 16. So, as this creature's one of its blue tentacles goes almost, it looks like towards Rush, because Zayla is not visible. Rush is already too far, so it ends up slapping the ramp of the ship, but the electric spark sort of discharges on the hull of the ship to no ill effect. The hull completely fine.
Is everyone on?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna bump up.
Okay. You, everyone who's on the ramp sort of feels a woo as they briefly pull upward from the
Butterflies in the stomach, except for you,
Uh-huh.
because you don't really have a
no solar plexus.
essence.
There you go.
You just get pushed and smushed
Yes,
into the ground.
Yes, a little bit of G's right there.
Yeah.
But as Kyver hikes the ship upward away from these dangerous creatures, which some of you ascertain might be the demons that those signs were talking to you about, and you shudder to think what may have happened if you had been caught out here in your previous jaunt through here. without your pods. You also gather that maybe your pods may have been covered over by the sand.
Oh my God. We didn't even look.
So maybe not Toad.
Maybe not Toad.
Why would they come outside the gate?
Just a Toad.
Because it's a pond. You can probably sell it for parts.
There you go.
I mean,
Scrap metal,
Money's money.
Exactly.
But anyway, as you all sort of calm yourselves and get to the bridge of the Eidolon 3, you all see yourselves together. What would you like to do?
All right. Is everyone ready?
Is there suits here?
I look at you. Did you not get my message?
Oh, yeah.
You look at your unread notifications on your phone.
And I'm like, but we do have environmental suits, have some extra ones.
Environmental packs are nice. I also was able to create a stealth field generator on the ship, so we should be able to go in quietly to find whatever we're looking for.
I have a question. If the Minos Magistrate has been looking for them, why didn't they want to help us in this attack?
Because they don't want to get their hands dirty.
And I'm like, I think it's also because they don't trust us exactly. We're just employed by them.
Well, if they...
And also, the Minos Magistrate doesn't want to be caught fighting the Hesperides labs because that will cause chaos in the corporate ladder that is...
Politics.
There you go. There you go. The silent one is very sharp when it comes to politics.
Oh.
All right. So, first thing we're going to do, who is... Jaeger, do you think that you are the best at piloting, or does anyone else want to...
I got this.
Okay, come take the co-pilot's chair.
Gonna strut forward.
Okay. You strut into the area where you... Similar to the one where you once connected to the console on the Space Cutter ship. You merge seamlessly. Your senses extend to sort of a 360 radius beyond the ship, almost like your eyes are in every single part of the hull. You notice almost like it's weird. You can see Kyver's non-physical fingerprints all over the transition of part of the hull into this stealth drive. You can almost tell it was him. Like his will has left a fingerprint on where he's manipulated the Electrum.
So we're going to go up into the upper atmosphere, start orbiting, and start scanning everywhere for whatever this is. I'm going to keep the stealth field on so that we aren't seen. Do I have a sense of how long the stealth field might last, or is it more like just however long I will it to last?
How long do stealth fields normally last in the core?
It depends on the rank of it.
Okay. What rank did you make?
Well, I mean, I rolled a critical, so I don't know.
Let's say rank 5.
Okay. So like 5 hours or so.
Okay.
All right.
So what's our plan once we get there? What if it's more than just the squad?
If it's more than just a squad,
Sneak attack.
I mean, I think we should probably drop back down, contact the magistrate, and tell him that there's sneak attack. I'm just thinking about this. They don't want to get their hands dirty with this, so...
Must we bring proof of death?
I think that would be wise. But I would leave that job up to you, Rush.
Thank you.
And, so we're going to kind of pop out of the atmosphere with the stealth on.
Okay. As you emerge from the sort of purple haze that encompasses Electrum 5, your sensors go from completely useless to perfectly uninhibited. However, they pick up nothing that you would deem to be some sort of base.
I'm going to start a full orbit and searching the areas that might have more dense pockets to like cut out any like scans, like dense pockets of gas.
And what kind of scanners are you using?
Does the ship have scanners?
It does.
Can I try to influence my own perception to try to scan with my eyes in a way to like scan like for the core energies if possible, using the visuals that the ship gives me to kind of widen my range, I guess.
Sure.
But I'm gonna also tell Rush use the regular scanners
Gotcha.
for him. So
On it.
Yes. So,
Or do you have to roll
Rush,
room?
if you could roll a piloting check, please. Or no, this would be navigation, I think. Scanners would be navigation. Roll navigation for me.
I would have preferred the piloting,
Yeah, well,
but I get it.
different skills for different uses. Also, I would like Kyver to... what is your energy knowledge?
rank?
Yes. Yeah.
Rank 2.
Rank 2. Okay, please roll a d6 for your navigation.
I got a 10.
Navigation?
Yes. Roll navigation with the d6, because this reflects the interaction between your energy knowledge and your ability to utilize the scanners of the ship.
Wait, so just a d6 or a d12 and a d6?
It's a d12. Instead of a d12, use a d6.
10.
10 and 10.
10.
Okay. So you spend about 3 hours. Certainly the maneuver you were using, Kyver, is working. This could only happen on an Electrum-based ship, but your own understanding and senses and sensitivity for energy, you are able to function and use that as you are using the ship's scanners, almost like some sort of module or enhancement to the ship itself you are acting as. And while you are successful in doing that, the readings, you do not pick up any no core-based energies.
Anything?
No.
Scanners look blank.
Okay, we need to keep going. How long has it been?
It's 3 hours.
3 hours? Okay.
Does anybody have any assistance, any tools, any skills, feats, or abilities that they think could contribute to your effort in detecting these core energies or finding
I
or
have
detecting?
Rune Seeker as well, and my
Okay.
energy is a 3.
Okay.
You can try.
So would you like to take the console and try and utilize your Rune Seeker and scan for core energies?
Sure. Does it matter if do I get anything if I have talent?
Well, I mean, I had talent, so
So
I didn't
did you add a 1
I
with your talent in navigation?
no with energy will.
Oh, I see. No,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have that. No, it's your navigation. But you do have a rank 3 in energy, right? In your Rune Seeker.
Wait, no, my Rune Seeker is a rank 3.
Rank 3, and your energy
So it'd be a D8.
3. Okay, D8. Yes.
You have a higher chance of succeeding.
And anything anybody else would like to try and contribute to this matter of finding these core energies?
Can I like try to like kind of coach her to be like, hey,
Sure.
this is how you do it.
Please roll. Please say something and roll an influence check to try and instruct her.
Am I rolling? Sorry, am I rolling for navigation or am I rolling energy?
You're rolling navigation
with
Okay.
a D8.
with a D8 to represent your skill and energy.
And I'm going to be like,
I'm adding that 1 for talent or no?
I'm going to be like,
If you have talent in navigation.
wait, don't worry. I'm going to be like,
Not for energy.
I don't know who trained you specifically, but my master always told me that the core energy outside of us is an extension of ourselves. Use it and let it guide you.
Does this inspire you, Zayla, with your brief experience being taught by a rune forger? Does this inspire you?
Yes,
Yes?
because he didn't teach me much about runes, mostly just the cosmic rune,
Okay.
but that was knowledgeable.
Okay. If you say so. What did you roll?
6.
6. Please add 6 to your total.
Damn.
So
Now that's inspiring.
so 18 plus 6.
24.
24. Okay.
With the D8.
And did anybody want to do anything else to try and assist with that?
Jaeger does not.
I wouldn't have any abilities for that.
Okay.
I could fly pretty well.
Mark down a use of your rune seeker, right?
Okay, the feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was just your energy, right? It wasn't a rune seeker feat.
Yeah, it was just my...
Just your energy? Okay, gotcha. It takes a little bit, probably about an hour. And Rush, you're sort of just sitting there on your scanners, just keeping the faith, trying to find anything that might be there. Jaeger, is there anything that you're doing in particular? It's been about 4 hours now.
Yeah, I don't have any particular abilities in that regard.
Is there anything that you're just doing?
And then just meditating.
Gotcha. It takes, and it's not just a brief saying like that. It's just over time, generally whispering words of encouragement by Kyver towards Zayla. Perhaps a couple of times causing her to lose focus. It wasn't the best role for influence, but otherwise fairly helpful. Certainly, Kyver is your senior when it comes to knowledge of runic abilities. But at the same time, your knowledge of cosmic runes does exceed his. And your connection to cosmic energy exceeds his, being a planetary Beulah.
This is true.
And maybe because you are trying to find and locate something in the void of space, not on the surface of a planet or otherwise, you do detect something. You detect what Kyver describes to be core energies, which you're not super keen on the difference between. It's like almost like Kyver can see the different colors, like the core energies are different colors from the energies here in Electrum, but he can describe them to you, and you can find the difference between them based on his help. And from that, you pick up 3 very faint core energy signatures through the scanners, through your energy-seeking, rune-seeking abilities. They are about 3 clicks from your position towards the equilateral axis of the planet. And Kyver, as she sort of hones in on this position, you can sort of see it as well, now that she's clarified it based on that.
I feel like this is like 2 Jedis like using the Force to find. But yeah, I'm like close my eyes and I'm like, good work.
Okay. And Rush, as you are sitting there sort of piloting the ship using the scanners at the same time, I assume Zayla sort of informs you about the sort of general spatial position that she's found.
I'm gonna pilot over there. How long has it been? It's been 4 hours?
It's been 4 hours at this point.
Now we're going to start flying it.
You begin to maneuver the ship. Another 20 minutes passes as you are getting into position.
Do you want to send the location, the coordinates that we found them to the Minas Magistrate? In case we don't come back?
If it will get through, we can't Should we dip under and then send the coordinates and then dip back up?
That'll take some time.
And then
It'll take some time and we wouldn't have any self-field, so...
And then I will say, like, they might disappear on us if we were to deviate from what we're doing right now. There's a risk to it.
Give me one moment. I'm going to close my eyes. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to try to, through that, I'm going to focus my will and send a message.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to send the coordinates using that.
Okay. Please roll. Oh boy. Matt, what do you think I'm going to ask you to roll?
What would Matt say?
Discipline. Or...
I mean, it is ingrained into his nervous system, so that's what I'm assuming.
I don't know.
I'll say...
Would this be kind of like a mechanics check? Because
I
it's
think
like
it is.
within...
I think
like
it is a
the
mechanics
material
check.
within him. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think this is trying to manipulate a piece of artifice into a different function that is part of your own body. 20 for mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll me a d10. Roll low.
7.
You spend 7 points of energy, and you feel a very brief verbal connection with whatever is on the other end of this implant as part of your new Electrum enhancements.
Verbal connection?
Yes, what do you say?
I say the specific coordinates and then say, we have found them.
Okay. The connection cuts off before there's any reply, but the message was delivered to whatever is on the other end of your tracker.
It could be nothing.
It could be nothing. It just comes up on a McDonald's drive-in menu. We found some guy eating his Big Mac is going,
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Underworld McDonald's.
wait, you want me to deliver where? God, if regular McDonald's is what it is, imagine Underworld McDonald's.
Oh, God.
Get back. Run away.
Need the Tartarus kids meal.
There you go. Imagine the drive-through line. Anyway, so with that done, you have about maybe 40 minutes left on your stealth field, beginning to approach the position where Zayla is still directing you. Another 10 minutes pass. You know approximately 30 minutes left on your stealth drive or so.
Okay. Do we see anything?
As you approach that position, you get within 2,000 meters. 1,900, 1,800, 1,700. Nothing in your visual view. 1,600, 1,400, 1,200. Still nothing there.
Do I still feel like they're there?
Yes, the signal that you've...
Are they clumped up or are
recorded.
they in different patches? Because you said there's 3.
There's 3 of them. They're fairly close together.
What kind of weapons are on this ship? Can we blast them out of the sky?
1,100. 1,000 meters.
I'm going to stop at 800.
Stop at 800. You see the figures are sort of slowly moving. It's almost like if you were to look into a mirror, right, and you see an object in the distance, you almost feel like it stops at the mirror, but also you see something past it. It's weird. You're not sure what this is. I would like all of you to roll an analyze check, if you would wish.
That's what the whole thing looks like? Like, do I just see them or do I see, like, they're in something?
Imagine you see 3 dots of energy behind a mirror.
16.
16?
23.
23.
I do not have analyze.
Okay.
Can still roll. with
Roll
it.
intellect.
Would that just be intellect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
13.
21.
21. You get it first, Jaeger. Sorry, you both end with er.
I know. I think we went through this once before.
But now it's recorded. I'm going to there you go.
Let it be known.
And you get it a little bit afterwards, but not before Jaeger thinks to himself, stealth field.
That's what I thought too. And this is what Oscar also thought as well. I'm like, pretty sure they're there. You just can't see them.
And this mirror thing that you were seeing before, it's the edge of the stealth field.
I did not know that.
Can we
But what you
target
don't
it?
see, Jaeger, you say, okay, yeah, there's a stealth field out here somewhere. Based on your perception of sort of the mirror's edge of where this is, this stealth field encompasses a very, very large object.
Okay. Never mind. We're not
Jesus.
targeting it.
And when I say large object,
Like, we almost hit it large.
Like eight,
no, actually, you're probably maybe about
Or
600 meters away.
Like
Maybe, if you think about
like
it.
the 8 fortress of Sonic. I don't know.
You look around the edge of the bridge, it goes beyond your field of vision on the bridge. And based on your scanning perception right now being connected to the console, this stealth field and whatever it is obscuring wraps beyond the edge of where it is blocked by Electrum V.
That is no
Wait,
moon.
what do you mean? Like, it's out of the atmosphere completely?
Like it is a ring surrounding the planet.
Son of a gun, dude.
Wait, say that again.
Like it
It's
is
a
ring.
ship. It's a ring surrounding the planet.
It's like a halo. It's like a halo, man.
It's like a planetary ring.
The entire
like
thing.
Saturn.
The entire.
Yeah, think just like Saturn.
This-
Imagine
like the harbor.
the ring being like a giant.
Ring
like,
is the planet.
Yeah, the harbor has a planetary ring.
Oh, you're right. God, I
Except
wanted
this
like
ring is invisible.
Yes.
Damn, they were that
Okay,
secretive.
how has
That is
no one crashed
powerful.
into that like by mistake?
Wait, yeah, how...
Because a ring. a ring is like outside and
But we had to pass
It could also move as well.
no, because technically we could have been in an orbit that was underneath the ring itself.
Maybe you'll find out.
Yeah, and also
Either way,
It's a big ass operation.
Does it look like it's moving?
it is slowly rotating.
I relay that
but
information.
we're like right on the core signatures right now.
Yes.
So that's where we need to go.
And when I say slowly rotating, it's barely noticeable, but it is still slightly rotating.
God.
And now that you gain an understanding of the complexity and completeness of the object you're sort of looking at,
And the situation as well.
you can make out what appears to be a sort of landing dock.
Perfect.
Can we have Arm analyze this ring?
Arm out of the silvery briefcase comes Arm. It says, "Hello, I am Arm." Like he wants to say, "I am the automated robotic mission interface and general electronic resource," but he knows he shouldn't.
Arm, can you give us a rundown of this huge ship and the stealth field? Can you see past the stealth field?
I will try.
It's like that's no moon. I would really want to say that. As Jake.
That's how you break your vow of silence?
Imagine.
All for a pun.
All for a fun, man.
We're getting pulled in by a tractor beam. So Arm sort of plugs into the console where you all have sort of gathered around to look through the bridge window. And after a few moments, he says, "This appears to be a large, rotational, orbiting, ring-shaped space station surrounding the planet."
If we were to land on it, do you think that the stealth field would cover us up?
Which stealth field?
No, not ours. Theirs.
I believe, yes. Once we are past the limits of the stealth field, we would appear invisible to the outside.
Would we alert their systems? Do you
Unknown.
think?
And
What's the probability?
Probability 1 to 3 on detection.
Do we want to do it?
How just the only 3 signatures I get?
Apologies, you wished for percentages. 67% non-detection.
Yeah.
I've survived worse.
Those are the only 3 signatures I saw, right?
Yes. And based on where
Well, at least in the immediate
Arm
area.
is indicating where the sort of the landing pad is, they are maybe your best guesstimate about 400 meters away from where the landing pad is.
Armature. Sorry. Arm.
Armature.
You can call yourself Armature if you like.
I am the automated robotic mission interface and general electronic resource.
He bypassed his limits.
Armature.
Yes, Kyver.
Do you think it would be better for you to stay here and keep the stealth field running, if possible, on this ship, so that they cannot detect us? Or would you be more efficient to go inside and help us scan the environment to give us a better navigation?
Stealth field can be kept running independent of pilot presence.
We take him
Affirmative.
with us.
Yes, I'm just worried about losing the ship if they find out that the ship is here.
We could see
If you wish, I could deposit you on the landing pad, then take the ship off. It is your choice. I may be useful inside this station. Possibility of detection, if ship is removed, 15%.
15% possibility of detection.
Yes.
What
That's
about
better
if
than
it's landed?
67%.
If it's landed, it's 67%.
Yes. But I cannot accompany you into the station and manipulate electronics inside if I am on the ship. Your choice, leader.
Should one
stay behind. So arm could be of use.
What if
I feel
Rush?
like he's the most non-combat one.
This is true. Let's just land on the damn thing and go with it.
I'd be like, Cowabunga?
Affirmative. Landing the ship. As Arm sort of takes over, begins to land the ship on the pad position.
Can I see like what the figures are doing, or do I just see dots? Because you said dots, but like, is it their body shape?
Like the
Their
heat
whole
vision,
body?
like the
Yeah,
thermal.
like their whole body.
It's a vaguely shapes. Make a perception check if you'd like.
I'm gonna be watching them to see the reactions as we land.
Okay.
I guess is what I'm saying.
I'd like you to use, if you're going to do that, I'd like you to use 2 more of your Runic Seeker.
2 more?
Yes. Because you've had to keep this up for a while now.
Mm-hmm. That would be all of them.
Question is, are you be able to use them in battle?
13.
13 for perception. It's hard to make out fine detail. Certainly the sources that you're seeing are vaguely humanoid shapes, but you can't make any size distinctions between them, not with your current level of refinement in perception. Maybe if you had rolled higher, you could have sort of gained more insight on what these creatures were, but otherwise, no.
All right, let's go inside. Yeah, stealthing it. Yeah.
I got this.
Okay. So as Armiger gently sets the ship down on the platform, I would like someone to roll a d4. Reroll 4s, and don't roll a 1.
And the Armiger's coming with us, right?
Who wants to roll it?
I'll roll it. You said just a D4?
D4, yeah.
Don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1?
3.
3.
Okay. So as the ship gently lands down on the platform,
3 minutes.
the ramp in the hull of the ship kaleidoscopes out and meets the bottom of the platform. And what do you all do?
Gonna sneak out of the ship.
Okay, are you taking your environmental packs?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, my armor already has environmental on it, so.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good for you. Does anyone want an extra environmental pack?
Yes.
Yeah. All right,
Take all the environmental packs. We don't want a Siron situation here.
That's metagaming. Metagaming.
Well, hey, Kyver didn't say that. I said that.
Yeah, I know. It's I'm just
Stop
fucking
messing
with
with me, man.
Please watch episode insert here if you want to know what Matt is talking about.
References.
But anyway, all 4 of you begin to exit the Eidolon 3, 5.
Isn't the Armiger
Is the
coming with
Armiger
us?
coming?
Yes.
Okay.
Armiger is coming with us.
There you go. All 5 of you, 4.5 depending, exit onto the surface of the station. And now that you are beyond the edge of the stealth field, you can see the structure of the ship. Everyone can, its entirety. Sort of a dark gray blue metal outside. Not perfectly ring-shaped. It has sort of distinct edges to it, almost like a hexagon that's been rotated to fill out a body in space. It's sort of a hexagonal-shaped tube that does seem to orbit around the entirety of Electrum V, easily hundreds of kilometers long. And certainly the thoughts of each of you does cross your mind is how did something so large evade detection?
Magic.
massive stealth field.
There you go. So, there is an airlock of some kind that leads up to this platform. Maybe about 30 feet away. What would you like to do, all of you?
An airlock that leads up?
That leads into, like, the center of this large tube shape.
Okay, I'm going to ask Armiger to see if he can get in silently.
Okay. So as Armiger moves forward towards the airlock interface, which is next to the bulkhead doors, they begin to interface with the inside. To give more context, the space station itself, the ring itself, like in this shape, is probably has a radius of about, based on your estimates, maybe a kilometer or so in radius. 2 kilometers from top to bottom. So this is a very large space station.
Is that that's bigger than a mile, right?
A kilometer is about half a mile.
It's kilometers less than a mile.
So it's about a mile.
Yeah, it's about a mile from top to bottom. A little bit less, but either way. Armiger goes up to the interface, and after a few seconds of buzzing and whirring and electronic interfacing, the first door of the bulkhead opens. Right now, all of you are in a low gravity state, by the way. There is enough that appears to be able to hold you to this station, but it is low.
She's good.
Yes. You're always good.
Always good.
Yeah. What are you all doing?
I'm gonna go and check if there's any cameras, any situation.
Okay.
Like that.
Are you entering like the bulkhead, like the, what do they call it? It's like the space between.
Yeah, the space between. Yeah.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Anybody would like to can roll a perception check.
20.
27.
14.
14.
14.
14. Kyver and Jaeger, you both do notice that there does appear to be a sort of camera system inside this bulkhead door.
Okay. Are we in its shot?
Not yet, but you would have to be in order to enter.
Armiger, do you think you could take care of those cameras? Or not?
Such an action risks detection.
So what should we do? Stealth field? We don't already have a stealth field except for her.
And we couldn't get past. Only her. Where is the squad?
Is there are there turns, or is it just kind of like a straight, circular?
So if you're here, right, on the ring, they're about 400 meters this way, right, along a little bit towards the curvature of it. Fairly distant, but...
So on the other side, basically there's an airlock, right? And then there's the room, and then there's another door.
Another door, which leads to the interior of the station.
Yeah, of the station, right? And in order to kind of get through it, you have to go through the entire thing to make sure that the airlock closes and that opens up.
Yes.
For the door, does it look like there's any creases or cracks? I mean, obviously there's probably not, but
Make a perception check.
15.
No. This is a functional airlock, which would mean that it is a perfect seal.
Okay. Well, you can't go through like that. 400 feet?
400 meters is where this group is. A fair distance away.
Yeah. Armiger, do you think that you could potentially try and getting into them for a split second to turn it off like a malfunction?
I could. Perhaps it might risk detection, but I can try.
Do you need assistance?
Assistance could be appreciated.
I'll assist you. What am I assisting with? Computers or?
It would be computers, yes.
20.
Okay. He did not roll very well, but the average between you two, fair. As he sort of goes up to the interface, you realize that there's a sort of, from where he sort of began to look into the interface, this interface, and upon closer inspection, this station is not in the best of repair. The interface that he's connecting with does appear to have received damage at some point. And because of that, there is a wire that is just floating off in the vacuum of space. And just as you begin to notice this, you see the wire just gently begin to float towards his metal frame. Okay.
I'm going to pull it away.
You quickly grab the wire and twist it and tie it and sort of move it away from the direction where he is. Mm-hmm. And Armiger sort of looks down with his camera face for a second and says, "Thank you, I did not notice." And after a couple more moments, you see the camera, the light that is sort of on in the camera, flicks off.
Go inside.
All right, go inside really quick. Gonna grab Armiger and then open the doors and then close the doors.
Okay,
As quick as possible.
gotcha. So all of you
Yeah.
enter the airlock chamber. What do you do now?
Go through the other doors, right?
So you go to the other door on the other side. It's locked.
It's locked. Is there any like panel or like everything?
You get the sense that because the door on the back is not closed.
Okay, so we gotta close that door.
You close it. I would like someone to make an athletics check to close this rusty door manually.
Who has the best athletics?
I'll like flex my
please.
feathers.
Please, please be the best athletics. Please. Can anybody assist?
No, I
You should assist.
I have a plus 14
Oh, I
to
have-
start with.
I have a
plus 8.
I have a
you have
I have a -3.
you have
I
it.
guess I can
you
assist.
have
Oh God.
assist.
You're like, oh god.
23.
23.
18.
21.
With a flex of your... You are not even necessary. With a flex of your massive
man.
avian limbs, you firmly grasp the bulkhead door, push it forward.
grasp it.
In my wing.
There you go. And vigorously spin the bulkhead until it and gives a sealing sound. At which point, Kyver, you hear sort of an unlocking sound come from the other bulkhead door.
Okay, we go up to that door.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna open it really quick.
Gotcha.
Is the camera still off?
Camera's still off.
Okay, go.
Okay. This bulkhead door does seem to be in better repair, not being exposed to the vacuum of space. It still takes a little bit. It's not in perfect condition, but you are managed to open it on your own,
Okay.
and everyone can enter.
Anyone? Peek my head through. Anyone there?
You peek your head through, make a perception check.
21.
21. You look around.
What the heck?
What appears to be a very large atrium space that you've entered into. This atrium space does not go on forever. It ends maybe about 200 meters towards the side where Zayla mentioned. There would be those figures. And it does not, you cannot see the end of it further down. What you do see is that this appears to be some sort of hangar.
I see.
There are ships here, or at least they look like ships, but they do not look like any kind of ship you've ever seen before. Not here, not in the core. Very strange.
Huh.
As well, you see from your perception check, slightly faded but still legible print that you cannot read, but it does look like lettering nonetheless. If anyone would like to roll an analyze check. You do also notice that the interior of the station is comfortable temperature.
Comfortable.
Not cold like it was outside.
17.
Yeah, mine's an 18.
18?
That's cocked.
22.
22.
This was analyzed. Oh, yeah, 13. Yeah, that's not good.
Zayla, you have not had much time to study the sort of dialect of Electrum V and the people that accompany there. It's not simple, but it's sort of like a collage, almost. And amongst that collage, there are different characters. Some familiar to you from the course, some not. But based on your very quick study of the language, when you were hanging out with Rush and studying the map, you do notice that a rudimentary translation of this text says circuit station.
Circuit station.
Segment 374.
Circuit Station segment 374.
Armature. Circuit station. Do you think that would be a good place for you to camp out?
I believe circuit station refers to this entire station.
So that's what this station's officially called?
I think so.
I see.
I think so.
374.
You just wrote that.
But that's this
Does that mean there's
Hang a day.
373 more?
segments.
Segments.
So this ring is divided into segments.
So the whole, yeah, and I read the whole thing is circuit station. This is just one of the segments that we're at right now.
Affirmative. And these ships that you've seen before are not like any kind of ships you've seen before. They look almost archaic in a way. Like you've seen history on the history of the innovation of in the Rin Empire, the innovation of starship travel and such. These look like very early rudimentary prototypes of starships.
Let's go up and through, I guess. Stealthing over.
Oh, Shadow Slip. This is my time to shine.
If anyone would like to move stealthily, please roll stealth checks.
God damn it.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be big.
Not as big as mine.
Okay, let's let that one
Jelly
slide by,
man?
okay?
Get it.
Okay, Jelly Man. Oh,
34.
34.
yeah, that crit.
28.
28.
But I got crit.
25.
You got crit too.
25. Ooh.
Did you not use your stealth field?
She already used it.
No, I have multiple, but no, I did not.
Wow,
That's why I was
okay.
telling you not to
28,
use
34, 25,
25.
15.
15. And for the armature kit.
I'm holding the armor.
Critical.
Nice.
There we go.
I just imagined him running like,
What'd you roll?
like this.
15.
15. Armature kit rolled higher.
Son of a bitch.
But that's okay. The majority of your squad has rolled very high on stealth. And together, you are able to move very quietly through this atrium/hangar area full of these very old model starships. And there are literally hundreds of them.
Dang.
There's some of them smaller, some of them larger. Most of them in fairly different states of disrepair. None of them that you feel completely comfortable taking out into the void of space.
No. We go in, we go out. That's the plan.
So, but as you are moving through this area, it is, like I said, comfortable temperature. And you can see you pass some windows, and you can see both outward into the void of space as well as inward towards the center where Electrum V is. And as you begin moving, I assume, towards those points of core-like energy.
Now that we're inside, does it look like they're in separate, maybe room segments?
They still look very close together. And now that you are getting...
3, right? Still 3?
3. And now that you're getting closer, though you cannot distinguish the different energies that make them up, you do notice that one is larger, one is sort of medium-sized, and one is smaller.
Why do I have a feeling that it's Cadmus and the others?
Ooh, what a twist.
Ooh.
Well, you'll have to keep moving forward to find out.
We don't know. There is no Aracian. How small? Like Aracian size?
Not super small, like maybe a foot smaller than the medium size. You're not sure, though. You're going to move forward. The atrium ends when you are about 200 meters away from these sources, at which point your Runic Seeker ability ends. And you can remember where they were, but you no longer have a beat on their exact location.
So, bad news. I can't see them anymore, but they're still there. Unless you want to try.
How far?
200 meters.
Let's just keep
Room by room.
going. Let's just keep going to the location that you saw. All right?
Based on the ship, are we getting the sense that this has been here for a really long time?
Yes.
Is it glowing blue? Like, does it seem like to be made out of Electrum?
Hard to say. The outside of the station did seem to have a slight blue tinge to it, but mostly gray.
But then the ships on the inside that look really old might not be.
They don't appear to be made of Electrum, no. The fact that they're rusted, you've never seen anything made of Electrum rust.
Do you guys think that this was made at the core and brought here and put around the planet, or do you think it was made here?
Wouldn't matter to me, but most likely here. Escort.
We need to go.
I'm talking and moving.
Yes.
I didn't stop to ask the question.
Well, I mean,
The armored kit replies, there will be time for further investigation later.
yes. Let's survive this first, okay?
Yes. You notice that the segment that you're in goes from, at least as you are leaving, segment 374 into 373. And as you do so, it goes from a wide atrium to a hallway. Can I have a marching order, please?
I guess
I am
me.
third.
Second.
Who's first?
Oh, I'm
I think
last
he
turn.
would be after me if I was guiding first.
So,
Okay.
I'm last turn.
So, Kyver, then Zayla, then Rush, then Yeager. And Armiger will be bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
You enter this hallway. Again, the temperature still comfortable. The electronics, some of them, there is a slight delay upon their operation, but otherwise still functional. You move through this hallway another 50 meters, checking any corners you come across, and you do come across intersections that have other doorways down places, but they are away from your other objectives.
We're going. Why are you swallowing into the mic?
I was going to talk.
doing that.
Do you guys think one
You've
of
done that
these?
before.
Do you guys think one of these rooms has a Electrum suit?
I don't think that matters right now. I think we're going to have to fight them with what we have. Okay.
But they have better stuff.
Not if we get the drop on them.
I read the element of surprise, baby.
Let's go.
Sneak attack.
So,
Let's go face them.
now, approximately, based on your best guesstimate, 100 meters away from where you first saw those figures, passing a couple more T-intersections with other doorways. Down one of the hallways, what you do notice is blatantly obvious, it's difficult to miss, is a ancient-looking body, desiccated. In a bacteria-free environment, the only thing that really happens to bodies is desiccation. So this figure, similar to how a figure trapped in ice looks like, the figure is sort of mummified, except for the area in like the center, which had bacteria from the intestines, which led to
Wait, this is in this hallway?
yes, it's on one of the offshoot hallways. This body looks absolutely ancient,
What race or what, like...
impossible to tell.
And is this hung there on the wall?
No, it's slumped on the floor.
They just left it on the floor?
Does this it look like it was attacked or just succumbed to illness and something?
Impossible to say. This body looks like
Okay.
it's at least hundreds of years old.
Okay, I'm ready to start theorizing a little bit, Zayla. I think this place is. Have we noticed anybody?
No.
This place is an ancient place, and I think it's just a hideout for them, whoever this is. So we're going to wherever we're going, but there's no need to be quiet.
Still searching for enemy squadron.
Let's keep going, yes.
Okay. Now, about 50 meters away, maybe a couple meters down the hallway, you see a threshold, a doorway.
Okay.
The door is ajar, and it does appear to, from this distance, enter into a larger room. And you can just begin to faintly hear voices, not close enough to make any words out yet.
Why are you whispering?
We
We're so close. My question is, why did they find this before anyone on the planet?
Who knows? The red eye is ancient as well. I don't know. Maybe they're the ones that built this in the first place, and they just have ties to it in some way.
I'm going to take out my blaster.
Okay.
Too much talking, not enough killing.
So, as you are all within about 50 feet of this threshold, this open threshold, you can hear the beginning of voices. What would you like to do?
Take out my cosmic whip.
Listen closely to what they're saying.
Okay, it's difficult.
Does anyone have eavesdrop?
There you go. Whatever room they're talking in is large. They must be far away from the door, so it's going to be difficult. Make a perception check.
Can we all do so?
All of us? Or
Is there like a screen or a panel or anything like that that Armiger can get to?
No, not here. Not in this hall.
damn.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of. Is the door gonna slide open if I get close to it?
The door is already open.
Oh.
That's why you can hear.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna listen closely around the corner.
Okay. So you approach basically within the threshold of the door.
If I see anything, can I roll a perception check on the door to see if there's anything like any red light that's like shining. That's
light.
gonna.
Spots that say "Do not step on."
Yeah.
Is there like
Trap door here.
Is there like a little spot on the ground that's gonna indent into it, kind of thing?
Roll perception check.
Just take booby traps, okay?
Booby traps. 23.
23. No booby traps on this door.
Now I'm gonna listen.
Okay, roll another perception check.
Oh, shut up. 14.
14. You don't hear any distinct words, but from the tone of it, you hear a conversation going on. One side of it appears to be electronic, like some sort of transmission, or maybe a sin is talking. You're not sure.
It's a sin, not a Sith Lord.
A sin lord.
Sin Lord.
It's gonna be a sin lord.
Sorry, Palpatine.
That's how,
Write that down.
that's how they big.
It's a sin lord.
That's how they brought Palpatine back.
It's
Palpatine was in the mainframe the whole time.
I knew it.
Hyman Volts sitting right next to Sheev Palpatine.
Okay. That gunpowder saying.
Can I, looking at his face, because it looks ridiculous right now, he's trying to communicate to me, can I actually make out what he's saying?
Make an analyst.
He's like, fuck you.
16.
16. Yeah, you can make out that he's trying to say that they're having a conversation on the other side.
And I'm going to do like sign language, like, how many? And I'm kind of like,
How many do I hear? Just 2?
At least 2.
going to get my
We're
Hadron
just doing
blaster
hand
out.
motions
I'm like,
here.
Oh, yeah.
Me first, no one else. I can peek and fire when commanded.
You can't expect the guy with the vow of
Okay.
silence to communicate.
Okay, I'm gonna look at her. Does she still have her stealth field on? You didn't even turn on
You
your
didn't even
stealth
turn
field.
it on again. Yeah, no.
Okay, Matt, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you might need to talk a little
Go inside stealth into there with the stealth field. They can't see you, and then drop on them when we attack.
Okay.
When I get the signal.
Can't he speak telekinesis to all of us?
Telekinesis.
That doesn't break.
Not telekinesis. Telepathy.
Telepathy. Sorry, I have telekinesis. Telepathy.
You have teleportesis.
The ultimate.
My cousin had that.
Unlimited
Okay. Too much goofing around and coming.
Maybe I'll move something to distract them. Get in there.
No. Just go in. We don't want them
And
to
then
know.
attack.
We don't want them to know. Go in stealthy. We go in, and you're gonna get the drop on them.
Okay. I have a sneak attack.
Okay. Just
Okay, I got my stealth field on.
Okay, you're gonna put on your stealth field and move into the room. Okay, roll a stealth check. Where are you all staying?
Like right next to
How-
the door. I'm ready to peek in and fire.
how far away are they?
You're not sure. You haven't turned the corner yet.
Okay.
The farthest you've got is right at the edge of the threshold of this door into this room.
So, in this room, is there
Does it
any, like...
sound like they're more than 100 feet away?
You didn't roll high enough on your perception check to know.
Is there any, like,
Yes.
obstacles or, like, you know, not seeing furniture, but, like, things I could just, like...
Again, you haven't turned the corner yet.
Oh, I turned the corner. Okay.
Oh. That's almost like last time.
Couldn't do better. 16 plus 11 plus 8.
27 plus 8, 35.
35.
That was better than yours.
So,
No,
Zayla
reward.
never entered the space station. She was never here to begin with.
No, it's gone.
But as she
Just, like,
turns
flip.
invisible and just almost like she just dissolved into ash in your space, she just begins to quietly, silently float across the ground of this middle hallway, not making any steps, any peeps sounds. You get past the threshold and get the first look into this room. This room, from where you are, the hallway, it's maybe about 60 feet across and enters another hallway and goes further down the segments of this ring station. About 20 feet before that, there is a set of stairs that goes up. But looking up this set of stairs, you can see a lower floor where there are at least 50 different terminals. each with chairs at them that looked like they could have been manned at some point, each of them. Maybe when the station operated at full capacity. Beyond these sort of rows of desks and terminals, you see another dual set of stairs on either side of the room going up to a higher platform where there appears to be some sort of central command console. And standing on this sort of command platform, you see 3 figures. One of them appears to be a Raveni Kental with a hood pulled over, but you can see the distinct black feathers, shape of the talons, so on and so forth. In the middle, you see the tallest figure amongst them. Armor, but that doesn't stop the muscle from showing. Almost dusky in color, this Redicon. The bulging muscle doesn't hide the massive Devastator on their back. And the smallest figure to the Redicon's left, it would be, is a Kron with a bit of a hunchback. Maybe why you thought they were smaller. Very scraggly looking grayish black beard. All of them looking towards a console with a figure on it that appears to have just been shut off. It looks like you just missed the tail end of this conversation. Not sure who was on the console. But that doesn't stop you from beginning to overhear the new conversation they picked up now that the console is off. You hear the Kron say in the direction of the other two, well, that takes care of that. Now that we have the shards secured, and as well as a sizable supply of Electrum, the Eye will be pleased, I'm sure. The node spike can be in mass production. And at that point, the Raveni sort of pipes up and says, yeah, and between the two of you, I hate this place. There's too many targets. I appreciate a target-rich environment, but not for me. At which point the Dusky Redicon says, I understand your reservations, but we've accomplished our task. The Red Eye will look fondly upon our efforts, I am sure. I know already he supports my master in ways that he does not yet know. Roll a perception check.
Are they all in here with me now?
No, they're at the threshold, but
So
there's a reason why.
So they're up on the second floor. Third floor.
I got 11.
11? Okay. No.
They're up on the third floor.
Damn.
And she is still down, but
the first floor.
But she can
She can see them. She
can
look
see
up
them
the
and
stairwell.
hear them.
Yes.
I'm going to describe them to them as well, of course.
Okay.
Okay.
Who do you think I should
How
go
much
for?
time has passed?
About 30 seconds.
Okay. Knowing that she only has 30 seconds left,
You can see them begin to descend.
I'm going to be like, listen for my signal.
Who has telepathy? Okay, it can only be from him.
Yeah.
From him out.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work.
No,
It's not two-way.
it's not like that.
No. So what are you? You don't know anything about that kind of stuff. What are you doing?
I'm going to... So
I relate to him, he relates to him.
I'm going to step around the corner.
You have telepathy?
No, I mean like...
I'm going to step around the corner.
Okay, you step around the corner?
But I'm actually going to go try to hide behind one of the consoles.
Okay. So, roll a stealth check.
21.
21. So, you are sort of getting on the other side of the stair where Zayla is right now positioned?
Okay.
Or you're trying to get to the second floor where the terminals are?
Do I feel like I could?
Maybe?
Is that like a harder check to do? Or
Maybe. You're not sure?
I'll stay at the bottom.
Okay. So, and where is Rush and Jaeger right now?
I am going to try to sneak as well.
Okay. Roll a
Over
stealth
there.
check.
I'll follow them as well.
And I will use my Shadow Slip again.
Okay.
Yeah. 29.
18.
So, and where are you trying to get in position?
So just like how Kyver went by like
Terminals.
the terminals, I'm gonna be like run on the other side so I can like peek out and like see if I can see them
So-
and whatnot.
Kyver and...
I'm gonna try to get like a silent shot ready for when the signal's
Gotcha.
given.
So, both of you are in position on the second floor. Right now, the party of the three of them are currently walking to meet the second floor. They're descending from the third floor. And, Jaeger, where are you? Are you staying on the first floor where Zayla currently is?
Let's see. What's the safest one? Like,
Probably the safest one.
Well, I said to stay on the first floor.
On the first floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could, maybe the safest would be stacked up on Kyver on the first floor, or if you wanted to, just staying at the threshold entrance doorway.
I'll go with the first floor stacked up right there.
Okay, so you're about right next to.
I'm going to be in a spot where, like, maybe the bottom of the stairs where I can still be hidden.
Okay.
So, for sneak attack.
Gotcha. Right around this time, though, you lose visual on them based on the way that they're descending. Kyver, you still, based on the angle where you are, you still have a visual.
I still have visual? Okay.
And around that time, you hear this sort of gentle pitter-patter on the stairs. Stop.
I'm going to... I still have a visual on them?
You do. And you see them stop, and they all stop together, and you hear the Raveni say, something isn't right.
Gonna...
Silent shot.
Yeah.
I use my silent shot first.
Make our attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to roll initiative.
Okay.
And if you...
Wait, question though. So since mine technically has to happen like right before the encounter starts, does that mean I can use it or can't use it?
It means
right
you can.
now? Okay.
Yes. Whatever that is. What is it?
Here, I'll read it to you. So pretty much...
Once the encounter starts, any attacks made against a foe allows them to try and use a perception check against a stealth check. Yeah. Basically, it allows him to fire off a shot and then basically go back into stealth right away.
That's kind of like when it's already started. But before it starts, they have to like roll against my stealth. But my stealth right now is a 29.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, first we will roll initiative, and then we will sort out the sneak attacking stuff.
19.
19.
Oh, goodness.
It's just this.
Don't let us down, Jaeger.
Oh, crit!
19. 3 19s.
Green 19, green 19.
20. She got 20.
20.
Okay, nice. That's good.
For the first time, I think, in this, you've rolled very well on initiative.
I can.
It's kind of funny how this last session with us is like when we're finally actually acting like a team.
Yeah.
Wait, this
Checking my fields.
Yeah, but you're looking.
Well, it's
at
a shopping phase. It's a shopping phase.
The Duskian Redicon
Damn,
is
shopping
going
in
to
the
use
middle of
Head
battle
Start.
must be nice.
Head start.
Going to hit a 19.
Oh.
God, this is Loremaster's nightmare right now.
It's actually perfect. It's like the perfect storm.
What is everyone's agilities except you? 10?
12.
12.
7.
7. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the one. Yeah, I'm the one
Got
that
the
gets.
order. The first person, the highest person on the initiative order is the Raveni.
My
Oh,
freaking
I
god!
rolled an 11 on their...
Yeah.
So,
Fuck
you
the Raveni.
cannot benefit from sneak attack on the Raveni. But if you are going before them, you can benefit on sneak attack from the other two, from on the Kron and the Duskian Redicon.
out the weakest member.
But before them, the Raveni is going to take flight from the stair there, and they are going to pull out a tech volver, and with their flight, they are able to get on top of where Kyver and Zayla would be, although they don't notice Zayla, as well as where Rush is, because they sort of get a back view of it, and of Jaeger. And they're going to pull out their tech revolver, and in the other hand, they are going to make a couple of symbols and activate their kinetic state. So that is one maneuver. And for the other maneuver, they are going to fire off a kinetic beam at Rush.
Time to dodge.
Time to dodge.
That's a crit fail.
18.
18. Well, certainly the kinetic beam does not hit. You can see it sear into the metal floor just inches away from where you were standing. And that is the end of your maneuvers turn. The Raveni is currently still sort of flapping its wings over you. You hear it say out to the two, Orson, Rafa, this is the other squad from Voss Industries. And before they can make a reply, Zayla, it is your turn.
I'm going to go... How far is the Redicon from me?
The Redicon, the height, distance. Currently, you have no visual on them. You could move to get a visual on them, but that would involve probably getting onto the second floor.
Do I think I have enough movement to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to use sneak attack. I guess I'm going to use a maneuver to use runic slash.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sneak attack. And then advantage is +3 if I have talent?
Yes.
So I'll say it'll take all of your movement to get, because you have to ascend the stairs, then these terminals are sort of in rows, desk-like rows. So you need to run over to the walkway where this Redicon and this Kron are currently in, and then make your way down that walkway enough to get in range with your Cosmic Whip.
What?
33.
33 to hit?
Oh, yeah.
33.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so 21, 22, 23, 24.
He can't roll that high.
24 plus 9.
Okay, yeah.
Is that 33?
Yeah, 24 plus 9 is 33.
He literally cannot roll
that high.
Okay.
5d12.
Roll it.
This is reported power for you.
Plus 6.
40,
Okay, 42.
42, that's it, of course.
Of course, yes.
There you go.
That's what Vendes did to the Agralock and killed it, remember?
Oh, yeah. That sniper shot was nice.
So, Zayla... Zayla runs up those stairs. No one can see her.
Flies, I
Sorry,
float.
you float up those stairs silently, right? And you phase through some of the desks just to turn the corners a little bit sharper. And with a crack of your whip that this Redicon does not see coming until it's too late and your stealth field falls, just as the
Wait, I'm
lash
sorry.
of your...
Plus 5 more.
Plus 5 more damage?
47.
Yeah.
So 47.
Sorry, 47. I didn't add the runic
yeah.
slash.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me double check. Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
You kill this Redicon.
You killed it already.
Really?
Yes. So,
At this point,
there you go.
Can I just... Okay, I'm going to take my whip and, like, pull it off the stairs.
Pull him off the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, you try to pull him off the stairs.
Try
Through
it.
the
Yes.
railing.
Just
Yeah.
slice
But
him in
instead, you wrap his neck around with your whip, and it just cuts through.
This is where that one-man army
his-
comes in handy.
And his head just goes flying and lands on the first floor next to where Rush is. And inconsequently, Rush, you look at the head, and you know who that was. That's a known criminal in the Corps, and his bounty is equal to what you're being paid currently for this Voss Industries job. So that was your first offensive maneuver.
First.
What would you like to do for the second one?
You don't have any movement.
The Kron is looking absolutely
is next to me.
dumbstruck. Not true, actually. He's behind where the Redicon was, so he's just out of range of your.
Does it look weak and frail?
How
So
much
just
stamina does it take
why
to
is
move
it
into
so
It would take 4 points of stamina. This is what This is what I thought would happen when we first had combat, right? Because when we were fighting, because I was like, oh yeah, be stealthy in corporate espionage and be sneaky and that kind of stuff. Where was this during the first fight?
Oh, you're
We were
right.
saving it for this.
Yeah, obviously.
It was our first fight, the one we were already.
Well, we were rolling not
Do I
very
have-
good. when
I
we
have
got
another maneuver,
to
right?
Electrum.
You do have another maneuver, yes.
Just because he can see me now, yes?
Yes, your stealth field has dropped.
Okay. Then I will just
And then, yeah, no.
attack using the whip again.
It's like a deer's in headlights.
Technically, you could turn it on as a maneuver.
I'll just go to attack. Maybe I'll do that at the end, but...
Okay. Roll your second attack.
He's like, I'm going to give them a chance to attack me.
26, I believe.
26. That beats his armor rating and his block. So,
Jesus.
Please, well, Rush, you're on deck.
Got it.
16.
16 points of damage. Reduced
You
by
add
his
this
armor.
damage.
Yes.
So, that ends your turn, I assume, Zayla?
Yeah, I'll turn on one more stealth field. Go back into the...
Okay, yeah. That is the end of Zayla's turn. Rush, it is your turn.
Okay, well, since my stealth was high enough for that whole thing, which was the one that didn't see again? Was that the Kron?
It was the Kron.
Okay, yeah, then I'm definitely going to use my silent shot on the Kron.
These guys are getting ambushed to hell.
So, going to use that silent shot, and I'm definitely going to go after the Kron.
Okay.
This might go faster than you thought, huh, Jaron?
More time
Okay.
for epilogue stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
all those
26.
17 vows.
26. 27. 27.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Dang.
I rolled a 10, so there you go.
Okay. And how far away?
They are maybe from your position about 50 feet.
Well, yeah, if it's 50 feet, then I'm just going to take another shot with the blaster. Just
Okay.
at him. 22.
Yeah, it's
He's like, yeah.
That's what's up. 12.
Be
12 points of
happy.
damage. The second hit not nearly as damaging as what the first one would have been. However, they are still hit by your Hadron Blaster, was it? Yep.
Yes.
It sort of sears into the side, and they look at you, sort of recovering from the shock they saw as their friend being decapitated in front of them. They begin to look like they're fumbling through the bag, their coat for something. Okay, Rush's turn. It's Kyver's turn.
Kyver. Okay, so seeing a head fly off of a Redicon that he was going to go to attack first because he thought that was going to be the hardest one, and seeing this guy that just got shot by our friend here, Rush.
Yeah, this decrepit old man.
And you.
Basically.
And a bird that is flying up in the air. He's going to go for the Kron. How far away am I?
Oh, wait. I just thought of something.
Hey, this is my turn now.
I just want to grab the head.
I just want to grab
stamina, grab the head.
I'm just going to drive with it. Curiosity.
I am going to rush up to the Kron.
The rush is right there.
Oh, yes, totally. With my runic pierce.
Okay.
Go and pierce straight into him. 21 plus 11, so
33.
30.
Oh, wait, 30. Wait,
32.
32. Yeah.
32.
It hits.
And that
There are
is
highs and lows.
gonna be a total of 12 points of damage
Points of damage.
for the first strike.
Reduced by his armor.
12 points of shock.
Points of shock damage towards his stamina.
Make him exhausted.
Second strike, a 27 to hit.
Okay. Hey, 29.
Damn.
It doesn't
Okay.
hit.
And then I'm gonna use Field Assailant.
Okay. What does that mean?
I get a third attack on him,
Okay.
adding a d10.
Oh, it's rank 4.
Damn, crit, double crit.
You got a double crit?
Double crit.
Wait, let me see that shit. Hold up.
There
My
you go.
angle of is bad. Turn it towards me.
43.
Oh, holy
rolled
fucking
it.
shit.
I
You
rolled
actually
a
did it.
6. Yeah. Matt, this is your reward. This is what you get when now you're finally sitting down at the players' table.
Well, I was going to say, I think this is what happens after he gets like 4 nat 1s in the past like 5 rolls.
19 points of shock damage.
Okay. This not old man, but older looking Kron
Oh, sorry, my bad.
is absolutely wrecked by the combination of Rush's Hadron Blast as well as Zayla's whip as well as Kyver's spear.
I'm gonna yell out, "Surrender now!"
Okay, that is Kyver's turn. It would be the Redicon's turn, but the Redicon is dead.
Yeah.
It's now Jaeger's turn.
Okay, do I see the old? I'm gonna call it the old man.
Yeah.
I would like to use my activate my kinetic state. Well, yeah, my kinetic state,
Okay.
and then go for kinetic beam.
Okay.
Wait, is anyone in my line of path? What do you mean? Like, are they in my line of path?
You can weave the kinetic beam towards this Kron.
I'll go first for the old man, then.
Just roll a natural one again.
Shit, really?
so sorry.
I rolled.
I am so happy.
I rolled 31.
Sorry.
Roll 31.
I think the Rits are blessing us this
There you go.
mark.
Which are like, dude, why are you rewriting your character? Come on.
It's episode 100 vibes. That's what it is.
Yeah. This is the player's win.
For rank 3, so
It's all okay. It's all about the lore now. I gotta
20.
pump up the lore. The battle was not what I wanted it to be. I gotta inflate it with the lore.
So what was it? 20 energy, so max damage. Is that 46 or
48.
48? Be 21.
21, which cuts right through his armor, which kills him. Weaving between Kyver's strikes, one of them actually passes between the space between where he braces his spear between his arm and his side with textbook precision. Pierces between where his Adam's apple would be, and it just very little blood trickles out as this Kron collapses on the floor, not moving.
Okay.
I mean,
Still
I could
got
go
a
for the
bird.
second. Yeah, you gotta go for a second attack then.
Yeah.
I'll go for the same attack, but for the bird.
Okay.
20. Well, I'll spend 20 energy, and that'll be my last one. 28.
28. 25 on the dodge.
Fuck yeah, man. 16.
16 points of damage.
And so that's be my turn. Or actually, can I hide? Is there anywhere to hide?
Not at this point after you
No,
fired like 2 blasts.
You're right. You're right.
Not, especially not considering that this Reveni has like a bird's eye view. Literally. Unfortunately for them, it is the Reveni's turn, and they are looking haggard. So they are going to dive towards the other doorway that you did not enter here from, and just going to spend some stamina to speed. I say some stamina.
Do we still see him?
No. From where all your positions are, right? You're not in line with the hallway.
Could I like follow because I can fly too?
No, actually, you would have line of sight.
Yeah.
They're shooting down.
Oh yeah, I'll start chasing after.
Now maybe about 120 feet away. Zayla's turn.
He's 120 feet away?
You don't know that yet.
Who's going to go after him?
As I'm flying after him.
Okay. You can see Rush beginning to take flight towards him.
I turn around. I'm going to yell out, Armature, lock down the base.
Okay. Roll for Armature. Armature rolled pretty well. This station is so large that the curvature of it over a couple feet is like non-existent.
The curvature.
No. It's for all intents and purposes a mostly straight hallway.
Okay.
Do you move up so that you can see him down the hallway? Because right now, where you are,
All right.
Okay.
Turn
It's
it.
time for ya boy.
Yeah, boy.
it is our boy's turn.
Rush. Rush over there and get him, please.
Rush.
That's why it's my name.
So,
That's
Rush,
my
what are you
purpose
doing?
in life.
You're about 120 feet away. What's your movement range?
Oh, range 3 flying.
Range 3 flying. Okay, so you can get without spending stamina. You can get to 90 feet.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of Rush's turn. Kyver, it's your turn.
Kyver has 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
How far can I get to him?
You're about the same distances away as Zayla was, so you can get to within 50 feet of
50 feet.
without spending stamina.
Without spending stamina. I'm going to spend some stamina. 16 for
20 feet of movement.
20 more feet.
You're now within 30 feet.
And then I'm going to... So I'm 30 feet away, right?
Yes, you're 30 feet away.
Crap.
Would you like to spend more stamina?
What is he looking like? Is he looking...
He looks like he just threw to the side a medway.
Okay, I'm going to spend 16 more stamina.
Shit, how much do you have?
Four. Like, rushing quickly. Then I am going to attack him twice. 26.
It's
12 points of damage. Stamina.
shock damage.
30.
It's
19 points.
19 points. This Reveni looks very, very hurt. Like they are running out of stamina and will not be able to use much more to increase their movement speed.
And I didn't use any maneuvers.
Yes.
I'm going to use a searing fuel.
Okay. What does that do?
I believe on his turn.
Is that within 5 feet or 10 feet?
That's within
damage
10
creatures within 10 feet.
10 feet.
1d6 radiation.
Minus.
Okay. At the end of Kyver's turn, it is Armature's turn. Armature is going to go up to a field somewhere, or a terminal somewhere, and plug in, and they are going to try and close one of the doors leading to the upcoming segment 372. So the door begins to close.
Okay.
Right? So
Do I hear a door closing?
You see a door.
Okay.
Beginning to close. Right. So you're about maybe 40 feet away from the door. He's about 30 feet away from the door. It's beginning to close. It'll probably close completely at the start of Armature's next turn. Jaeger, it's your turn.
Probably just gonna help Armature in the endeavor of trying to lock down the pathway to the segment where the remaining guy is leaving towards.
So I will say that you noticed while Zayla's attention and Rush's attention are all on escaping Reveni, you do notice that the Kron dropped something on their side. It looks like not a briefcase, more like a smaller, like an attaché case.
I will go up to the
Shards.
Yep.
I will
Electrum
see
shards.
where-
Mission
what it
accomplished.
is.
You open up the attaché case, and it does look to be both a couple of ingots of Electrum, as well as these shards that look very similar to the kind that only you saw in the glass vial that was being tossed from Laius to Cadmus when you first met, right before he activated one of his Electrum kits. It gives off a blue glow, but in the vial it sort of gives off also a slight yellow color to it. They never mix to become green. It's strange. It's only yellow and blue.
I will take the most valuable one.
So you're maybe going to grab... There's 3 shards in there.
3 shards, and then they're all of equal value?
About the same size.
I'll give one to myself, and I'll just put the remaining 2 there and just put like as it's a... Like, you know, like, oh, I found something there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be the end of your turn?
Yes.
Gotcha. So, that's the end of Jaeger's turn.
Am I helping Armature?
It is...
Well, yeah, and then I'm going to go help Armature.
Roll a computer's check to see if you can accelerate the process. If you're successful, it will move up the turns by 2 to the point where the doors will close completely.
Damn.
Ooh.
That's 17.
17?
Yeah.
No, not with this old space station and the controls that preside over it.
Yeah, my skills are pretty haggard.
That's the end of Jaeger's turn. It is the
They're
Reveni's
rusty.
turn. Reveni does not have much in the way of stamina. They notice the doors closing behind them. They're going to use a maneuver to activate telekinesis. And targeting your runic spear, they are going to target it and throw it down the hallway. So I believe activating telekinesis...
Do I have to roll?
No, it doesn't say. It just says move objects. It
Yeah.
doesn't talk about contesting. So
Oh, if he takes it out of my hands and it turns back into a rune.
okay.
Yeah.
Then the rune starts flying down the hallway. It isn't spent.
It is spent, but if it goes out of my hands, then it's basically like it's not active anymore.
I see. So if you were to pick it up again, it would turn back into a spear.
Yeah.
I see. So you see the rune go flying down the hallway back towards you. Actually, it goes by Rush and then sort of lands by your feet, Zayla. But after that maneuver, they are going to fly down the hallway. And at that point, the room opens up more, so they're going to get up higher. And they're going to move their full movement and then take a defensive form.
And that's 30 feet of movement, right?
That is 30 feet of movement. So they are a total of 40 feet away from you right now, Kyber.
Okay.
That is the end of this turn. And Zayla, it's your turn.
I'm going to pick up the rune. How far am I now from?
From him, based on the movement he had, you didn't use any extra movement, so you're about the same distance, so 80 feet. Except you've lost line of sight because he's gone up at the end of the hole.
How many feet?
80.
I was 80.
80.
And then
If
so
you want
30.
to get up next to him, so you get 30 feet there. So you're now 50 feet away. And you can spend
32
stamina
Stamina.
to get right up next to him.
Yeah.
32.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, roll the hit.
And how does my floating work with that? I'm gonna float up.
Yeah, you can be on level.
Just all of a sudden, a rush of gas.
There you go. Bam! Like a fart in the wind.
Yep.
Yes.
Fart in the wind, man.
I'm gonna attack using my cosmic whip.
Oh,
I rolled a 3.
Yeah.
yeah, he's not a
I
one.
think it's with
Wait, what's
Amanda.
My total is 19.
I'm already at plus 21. 6 plus 11.
17.
17 points of damage. The first strike slashes across their wings, sending charred feathers everywhere, but they are still just barely standing.
I'm gonna attack again. It's 27.
What is that? I'm not even sure if I can roll that high. Doesn't matter, I did. You don't need to roll damage. Kill him.
It's
How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna pull him down.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can slam him. I
Yeah.
guess I can't slam on the floor. Or
I mean-
the
Oh,
wall.
you could. It's a whip. It's like
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how. I guess I'm only 20. How far did he fly up?
About 20 feet.
Okay, cool.
So you wrap the whip around his body and then yank it, and he falls out of the air, mostly unconscious, before splatting on the ground.
And does that end our encounter?
It does. You are out of combat.
Okay, I'm gonna go to his body and check to see if there's
Call
anything
Armature,
worth
be like,
taking.
open back up the doors.
Okay. Yes, because the doors did open before you could get there.
Yeah.
The doors begin to open up slowly at Armiture's request. You go to his body. What do you look?
I'm gonna look for anything of value.
Okay. roll perception check.
16.
16, you find his volts chip, which contains a total of 1,500 volts. You also find his tech volver.
Walk in to see this.
Yes, and you also find a tech blade. Kyver, you walk in to see this. You recognize the tech blade. The tech blade is Zenti Mora's.
I walk over to it.
You used to spar with this tech blade, hers.
I go and grab a hold of it.
Okay. He
Out of my hand?
he just quickly
Well, I guess
sort
I
of west.
actually probably wouldn't have picked it up. I would have probably just picked them over.
Okay. You just pick it up off the ground.
You gonna use that?
I go to check his body to see if he has any more med waves on him.
Medways.
He does. He has a half-used medwit.
Okay, half used.
Half-used.
So like
2,
3 more uses on it, or because there's 5
Yeah,
uses.
5.
on
So
med
it's
wave.
2 or 3.
Three more uses.
Okay, I'm
Round up.
gonna give him a med wave. See if
Med wave.
I can pop him back up.
Okay, make a medicine check.
I'm sorry. How 1,000? How much?
And I'm going to
1,500.
I'm going to be like, do you have my rune?
Yeah.
I make not a spear, but more like a javelin,
Javelin.
and I put it to his neck.
Okay. Rush, what are you doing? Yeah,
I'm gonna have my blaster pointed up at his face in case he does
14.
anything stupid.
14. Sure, you can administer the med wave to the point where he comes back to consciousness immediately.
I'm gonna go back to the other bodies.
Okay.
That's all I found.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the other back.
Bring proof of their deaths.
Breathing heavily, the Reveni sort of coughs up a little bit of blood from their beak and says, "What do you want?"
Where did you get this? And I put the tech blade up.
I don't seem to recall.
I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to actually grab a hold of his talon, and I'm going to start to pull it back.
Pull it back, aka start breaking his leg. Okay.
AKA the bird version.
And they begin
Tell me now.
gasps. Make an intimidation check.
I'm just looking at this, just smiling and just like clapping my little feathers.
17
Like,
with a
yeah.
critical.
17 with a critical. I love when it works out for the story. After a couple moments of just being in too much pain to even think about responding, he says, "Ugh, the consult. The admin consult.
Who gave it to you? Tell me your name.
I found it in the armory. No name. That's all I know, I swear."
I look up at Rush, and I nod to him.
Yes! Get on fire.
Yes. Right. Jackpot. Jackpot. And with a swift motion, Tech Volver fires back, and there's a now completely dead Ravani in front of you.
I stand up. Let's get out of here.
So,
Gonna head back to the ship.
as you're moving through the station, it's oddly quiet. And now that the tenseness of having to go up against another squadron is over, it's strangely peaceful. Hardly a sound at all except for the occasional strange creak of the station.
All right.
I'm gonna take out my codex. I want to get like pictures of these ships and stuff like that too, because like I'm assuming they would want this information as well.
Mm-hmm. What you do notice as you guys are beginning to make your way towards the landing pad is that there are several ships that appear to be orbiting the area close by your landing pad, similar to the ships that you arrived upon.
Magistrate.
Other Eidolon models.
Are they actually landing into the hangar bay?
No, there's not enough room on the landing pad that you've landed on for more than one ship.
So we're going to go out to them,
Well, into our ship.
into our ship, and then go out to them and then hail them.
Okay. As you go through the airlock systems again, open and close it, get back onto your ship. The ships are just orbiting there. As you get on your ship, the stealth field has just run out.
Yep.
Yeah, so-
Oh, wow, cool.
Good timing.
Perfect timing.
And as who takes the console?
I will.
Okay.
I'll be the co-pilot for that one.
Gotcha. So as the two of you will the ship to rise and begin to take flight, you are immediately hailed as soon as the ship starts up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I answer.
Okay. As you answer, coming up, the familiar face of the golden armored figure, Radamanthus, greets you.
Wow.
Says, I did not expect you to be so thorough, let's say. I merely expected you to produce some bodies, but...
We have that too.
Good.
We have the bodies. We have all this entire ship for you.
This is not a ship. This
is some kind of station.
Absolutely.
And also, they were working with the labs.
That would explain their, shall we say, knowledge of this archaic piece of technology. Aside from technology, this labs is very much interested in the history of Electrum.
Are you saying you knew this was here?
I did not, but I certainly knew that there were annals of the history of this planet, this system, that have yet to be fully uncovered. Certainly this seems like a...
Shall we find a rendezvous point so that we can finish up our deal?
Oh, you seem eager.
I am.
No need for a rendezvous point. And you feel sort of a buzzing off the back of your neck as anyone who's looking at him can see the blue square that was planted towards the small of the back, towards the neck, just pop off. And you feel like the ever so slightly a weight has been lifted off the back of your neck. Our deal is complete. And I trust that whatever transmissions will come in the future from Voss Industries will be with a friendly attitude.
I will let them know that the Minos Magistrate and you, Radamanthus, are allies with us. And we want to keep
Business
this place.
associates, let's say.
We want to keep this place a secret.
As do we. Feel free to keep whatever spoils you found off that station. Consider it your reward from the magistrate.
I see.
And to be fair, I would love to see the look upon the lab, and especially Professor Tynedart's face when he sees that their spoils are now... Let's say he may have chosen the wrong side. And we chose the right one. And that gives me satisfaction enough.
Thank you, Radamanthus. And our ship, well, we didn't actually come in our own ship to return to the core.
No, I suppose not. Very well. Return to the surface. We will organize a space cutter for you.
Thank you.
So you return to Underworld, landing, ironically, on the landing pad whose coordinates you were given to land in the first place. Salvaged a space
with
cutter.
a pod.
There, you are met by Radamanthus himself, as well as 3 other figures. As you land, and I assume exit the ship to greet, Radamanthus is there, and behind him, he goes on to introduce the 3 heads of the Triumvirate Board, Hesperides Labs, the Avernus Guild, and Psychopomp Shipping. You are introduced to Trismegistus. You are also introduced to Charon of the Avernus Guild. And you are each of you are instructed to shake their hands. Trismegistus, female Renite Prime. Charon, unknown.
Unknown.
They look like a very tall, gaunt-looking Prime. But you're not sure.
No, that was the psycho.
Strange looking.
Oh, Psychopomp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Psychopomp.
And lastly, you are... Before you, they can be introduced, you are shaking hands, and they are introduced as Professor Tynedart.
Oh, yeah. Professor Tyndart.
Head researcher of Hesperides Labs.
Hesperides Labs, dude.
And as they are shaking your
I had a
hand,
feeling.
Kyver, Professor Tynedart is a... What is it? Enhanced... What was Ulysses? He was a tonist.
Tonist, yeah.
Tonist, yeah.
He's an enhanced tonist. Who shakes your hand, his white locks sort of flowing in the breeze and saying, I do respect the underdog, let's say. And I am looking forward to following the future pursuits of your squad and its members. To the victor go the spoils, as they say. But rest assured, there is much more to be found here.
Analyze.
Analyze.
Do an analyze check
Sure.
with advantage.
With advantage?
With
Using my
advantage.
scanning codex.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You're just going to pull out your scanning codex and start
Are
scanning
you telling
it?
the truth, asshole?
No. That would make sense. That would make
You said I
sense.
can't do that on people, huh?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Dang.
Fucking Amanda.
18.
18 for analyze?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see, like, is he being, like,
It's like saying, don't tell on me.
Like
is he being, like,
anonymous or
no,
No.
encryptic?
I don't know the word, facetious? Or,
You said fascist?
I see what you mean, but it's like, it's more... Like, I know what you're trying to get
What'd you
at.
get?
It's kind of like a...
18.
I got
It's kind of
21.
like, it's kind of
21?
threatening, but it's sarcastic.
Yeah.
You get the sense that he is nonchalantly threatening you.
Do I think he's hiding more things based on what he said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he's okay.
There you go.
Considering his involvement,
get-
he's hiding a lot.
He sounds like a person who's just had their pawn taken in chess.
Just a pawn.
I'm going to
not
look
the
at him
queen.
and was like, oh, I'm sure there will be plenty of places that we might end up meeting up. Potentially at some arenas.
We'll see. And with that, he shakes the rest of your hands. His hand is sort of cold, maybe a little bit clammy. Not the most.
Sociable.
Yeah. You are ushered by Radamanthus. It's weird to see all this collection of figures, very powerful figures,
Yeah.
next to each other in Underworld. You've never seen a triumvirate board meeting, but it must be quite a show between these four characters. As you are led away by Radamanthus towards what appears to be a new fitted space cutter ship, he looks to you all and says, I can imagine you can find your way back home. Yes.
Indeed. Thank you again.
I get the sense you might be the leader because you might also be the most talkative one.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you because you practically saved my life. Though I owed you a debt, I still...
Call it a good business investment. Well then, wherever you go back to your core, or if you come back here, good tidings. And if you do end up becoming bored with living and dying and living again, there is always Underworld. And with that, they sort of straighten up their back, put their hands behind, and walk off. And are accompanied by a group of Judge Magisters, one of which is Cadmus. Who gives... It's difficult to imagine a metal mask giving a knowing look, but you feel one sort of pass over all of you. And within a short period of time after exiting the atmosphere, and with perhaps a little bit of trouble but nothing you couldn't deal with, you make the predictive jump through the planar unity, piercing the cosmic membrane once more, and arriving back in the core realms.
So, Jaeger, what are your vows?
Vows of Eon. Use technology, do not. Refrain from sexual desires, have to. Be arrogant, need not. Kill, do not have to. Cheat, do not. Discipline the will, have to. The silence, perpetuate. Others' wills, respect. As necessary, use violence. As much as possible, do not disturb others. As much as possible, provide aid. Abandon, do not. Seek assistance, be not afraid. No matter the cost, obtain knowledge. Drug substances, refrain. For the All-Father, consolidate power. The money, use frugal methods.
Damn, that's actually pretty good.
You actually tried on that.
That
I'll give
was
you
pretty
mad props
good.
for that. Good shit.
That was pretty
Didn't
good.
abandon.
That deserves
didn't.
that deserves a million,
cared about
half a
money.
million volts.
There was something that you didn't care about me before.
All right, thank you all for listening. I want to thank you, travelers and storytellers, for joining me on this journey through Arthadian anthologies. There's still a lot more to explore, but for now, it's time for us to part ways. Even though Season 3 is finished, still stay tuned for more announcements in the future. Reborn in Power will be the primary focus for the coming months, as Season 4 will bring multiple series like that of the mainframe, along with the first livestream campaign that will give you a chance to be included in the community. Remember, a new age is coming, and in order for us to prepare for it, we must come together as chosen of the core. If you've enjoyed the podcast thus far, please consider donating. And in the end, join Chosen Creation at arthadiananthologies.com/studies. There you can become a chosen yourself, one who has the power to become reborn. And lastly, thank you all again. And I do pray that one mark, when death has come for you, that you may be reborn in power.